my God, did I have the worst Uber ride in. Holy frig-a-moly.
Really?
Hey, Michelle, I made it alive.
Alive? You had an Uber for like 5 minutes.
Barely. For your edification, my friend, it would be about 14 minutes. Well, no, it's probably 15 minutes. I get in about 12.
What did it cost you, about $25?
No, it was cheap. It was $14.01.
What?
$14.01 for me to get in via Uber this morning.
Did you almost get taken?
You mean kidnapped?
Yes.
We have your radio morning guy. We want $5 million. It's the Q105 fugitive contest. Where's MJ and Win?
The radio stations do that?
MJ's been kidnapped contest.
Where is he?
Where is it? It's
Then the guy calls with a secret.
I have MJ.
Yeah, it's
We're
like
in a warehouse in Tampa. Where are we?
All right. Oh, God. Our guy, he's got a morning guy somewhere in Tampa, the fugitive.
Radio stations. I mean, look at 275 northbound.
I noticed.
Yeah, it wasn't awful when I was coming in the Uber. And I'll talk about my Uber situation in just a minute here. I have not left a tip yet. I have not left a review. The stars.
Oh, no.
I haven't done anything yet. And I'm telling you right now, the Uber driver that dropped me off at the radio station, it's not looking good for you, pal, okay?
Are they listening right now, do you think?
There was no radio on. There was no indication that this person could barely drive, let alone actually multitask and listen to the radio while driving. All right, so that's a whole different deal. Yeah, so 275 northbound, approaching the Howard Franklin. So St. Pete side, hitting the bridge, going to Tampa. It is a snarled up, gnarled up, jarled up, scrawled up mess. And it's construction. They're getting ready for some major lane shifts on both sides of 275. So I think 4th Street is about to open. It looks like they're doing some last minute. Fester was fascinated with the suicide fence they were putting up. Did you know that?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, so there's like this really, really high fence that they're putting on that new 4th Street overpass over 275. And Fester's like, hey, man, do you see the suicide fence? Because you don't have those. I don't think on all of the overpasses. When you get to the Tampa side, we don't have those. Everything on 275, Everything is above and the roads are underneath. But when you get over to the Pinellas side, we have some of those overpasses that go over 275. And I think there are some, but not all. Anyway, 275 northbound, Howard Franklin Bridge. So right at 4th Street, it's going to be backed up, south of 4th Street, but it's just a mess, and it's because of construction. They're doing, they were supposed to be done by 5 a.m., and oopsies. So I don't know what's going on, but allow for some extra time because it's kind of messy. So where was I?
Your bad Uber ride.
Oh, yeah. So
it's treacherous.
Oh, God. Yeah, oh, boy.
We're talking about the MJ Morning Show fugitive.
Oh, that's right.
Found MJ. That's really hard to do, especially as a woman.
Oh, let me hear you do that. Go ahead, do it again.
Where's MJ? He's been kidnapped.
That's awful. You're making my throat hurt. Oh, my God. Froggy, when you said, find MJ, we did a contest, man, where we did years ago, we did a radio scavenger hunt. And for $25,000, I was working at 97 Star WGH in Hampton Roads in Virginia Beach Market, where we're heading today. Michelle and I have to leave the show early, and I'll get into all that here in a second. So we did a scavenger hunt, and man, it wreaked havoc. People were wrecking things. People were trespassing. People were it was nuts. And you know what else? Radio stations have done we've hidden something, we'll give clues, we've hidden something, find the hidden item or, whatever it is and win, 10,000, 15,000, 25,000. And people have just wrecked stuff, digging up people's lawns.
Yeah.
There's been all kinds.
Uprooting trees.
We ought to do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we ought to bring that back. I've hidden the pink bowling ball somewhere in the Tampa Bay area. $50,000 cash prize if you find the special pink bowling ball. Man, we ought to bring that crap back, man. Radio Radio needs to be fun again. I mean, we're like the most fun out there. I mean, a lot of radio has just become so crappy and boring.
It's very formatic these days.
So, listen, we're just trying to do, good, entertaining morning radio, and that's what we do. This is the most entertaining, best morning show, pound for pound, daily on a consistent basis than anyone in town, and it's the MJ Morning Show, and that's why I ask you to tell 3 people a day that you listen to the MJ Morning Show, so I appreciate it. All right, back to my Uber deal. I got a couple of minutes here. I want to stay on time today, and I'm going to turn over the last segment of the show to Roxanne and Froggy.
Oh, yeah, we had a show meeting last night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you did.
We couldn't come up with anything.
Yeah. So,
I have something planned.
Do you have content? What, is it going to be a bash MJ while I'm
No.
while I'm going to the airport?
We're going to do a brand new radio bit.
Yeah, okay.
It's called Fight of the Flowers.
All right, just hang on a minute. I got to tell my Uber story.
All right.
So Fester is not here. Fester is selling RVs at some RV super show up in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where they take half the crew from General RVs around the country, and they go to Hershey, Pennsylvania for this massive, 4 or 5 day blowout RV sale. So that's where Fester, he sold 2 yesterday, I think.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah, he sold 2. Or maybe that was Wednesday. When did I speak to him? Anyway, we'll check in with Fester probably later on. But here's the deal. Fester will usually pick me up if I need a ride in, but he's not here, so I took an Uber in.
Geez, Michelle couldn't drop you off? That's cool.
You know what? She offered to. I'm like, I'm not going to make you get up at 4:55.
I would.
So Michelle is going to drive to the airport, and we're only going to be gone for a couple of days, so we're going to park the car in the parking garage at the airport, so I don't have to deal with, trying to get a car out of there when we get back on Sunday. So Michelle will drive and park, and I'm going to need a ride to the airport, and that's a whole other additional special thing. So
that's another Uber.
Yeah. Well, hang on, but there's something special on that. I'll explain in a minute. So I have this awful Uber ride in. I think I might have had the lowest rated Uber driver I've ever seen, 4.74. I'm like, oh, geez.
Dude, you can look at that stuff before you get in the ride.
Yeah, I know. Well,
it's your fault.
No, when you...
I'll pass up on that score.
Yeah, but at 5 a.m., you don't have many options, right?
Yeah, and it was only 4 minutes away from the house, so I took it. And I didn't notice the score until later, but the Uber driver was a 4.74, and he was the worst. So, he's not listening to his talking GPS. The dude is not, the damn GPS, your phone is talking to you. Your Uber app is telling you go right here, go. And the guy's not listening. I got to say, right, left, right. All right, so we get on to 275 off of Kennedy. And this dude is 3 feet off the back bumper of a Walmart tractor trailer. All right.
Oh, no.
I'm like, dude, if this guy stops, we are going right. So he's just tailgating this guy.
He's like, this is how I'm going to retire. Hit a Walmart truck.
Yeah, in reverse.
Yeah.
Because who was it on the Jersey Turnpike? It was a squirrel.
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan was in one of those Sprinter limo vans.
Hit by a Walmart truck.
They got rear-ended by a Walmart truck on the Jersey. Killed his buddy inside.
So sad.
Remember, his back was all frigged up. Anyway, so the Uber dude is tailgating this Walmart truck, and then he decides, all right, I'm going to get over. Didn't even look. So,
did you say something to him?
Oh, my God. I'm like, dude. So we get over to the right, and there's a Jeep, like a Wrangler Jeep, that is just flashing lights, and then the horn with the Doppler effect going, meow.
Oh, God.
I almost get sideswiped. So, you know what? I've got questions on this. And I haven't left a review yet, but I've got great news. I've got awesome news for my ride to the airport at 9:30 this morning. All right, hold on. Let me finish the story. I don't want to get too late here. I'm already running late. It is 6:09, but I've got more to tell because the ride gets even worse, if that's possible. All right, hold on a minute. Back in a second, just getting started on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. And traffic 275 north at the bridge. Howard Franklin is a mess on the St. Pete side. Pat, what is going on?
Okay.
MJ with Roxanne and Froggy. No Fester, but I have communicated with Fester this morning because I needed to get a phone number for somebody that we've had on the show numerous times, and Fester was up. I texted Fester at 5:52 this morning, and Fester answered me right away.
Yeah, those shows start pretty early.
Yeah. All right. So Roxanne invited some dude in off the street. I'll talk about that here. Talk about that here.
I love it.
In just a second. We've got. All right. So hold on. We'll get into that in a minute. So my Uber ride. If you missed the opening segment of the show, you can always go back and listen to the podcast. It's up by 11 a.m. MJ TV, of course, is on. And you can roll our video stream back and watch it later on. And again, I encourage you folks, after we finish, if you miss any part of the show, podcast is available on all the major podcast platforms every day. You just search for MJ Morning Show on Q105. And then, of course, MJ TV. If you go to mjmorningshow.com, click on MJ TV at the top. Now, when we're live 6 to 10 a.m., you'll see this little rectangular graphic. Click here to watch MJ TV live, and that's when we're on live, like right now. But you can go back and you can watch any of the archive videos at any point. So I encourage you to do that. If you missed the opening story about my death trap Uber ride in today, because I'm leaving the show about 9:30 to go catch a flight with Michelle up to Virginia Beach for a little, back home weekend, little reminiscing. So the good news is I had this awful Uber ride in this morning. We were following a Walmart truck 2 feet from its bumper on the Howard Franklin. Then he decides to get over without looking, and a Jeep is flying by us on the right, and it's honking his horn, flashing his lights. I mean, we were inches away from having the whole right side of the car ripped off, and I'm sitting on the right side in the back. So what is the ruling on that? So if I'm a passenger, this is important. I might need some police
assistance,
commentary.
If you're a passenger and you grab the wheel and try to overtake the driver?
No. So
does happen.
If I'm in the back of an Uber and we're in an accident, do I have to stay at the scene? Or could I call Froggy or Roxanne and say, hey, I'm on the side of the Howard Franklin Bridge. We were just in a wreck, and we're waiting for the cops to arrive. Can you pick me up? Just pull over into the construction lane on the right shoulder and pick me up. What do I have to stay at the scene if I'm a passenger?
You're a witness. You should talk to the police.
That's the question. If I'm a witness and I'm in the car, are there any cops listening? Can somebody give me or any lawyers, any cops listening? 800-990-1047. If you're a police officer listening right now, if you want to stay anonymous, you don't want to give out your name or your agency, that's fine. But what if, because I'm telling you right now, we were almost sideswiped on the Howard Franklin in this Uber on the way in this morning. So if that happened, would I have to stay there, or could I have called you, Roxanne, and said, hey, listen, I'm a couple of hundred yards past the hump, southbound, just pull over into the construction lane and pick me up? Would I have to stay at the scene if this guy ripped the side off of his vehicle by not looking when changing lanes? We were almost hit by this Jeep. He's flashing his lights. He's honking. It was close. I mean, it was really, really close.
Well, if the Uber driver was at fault, he probably wants you to leave so you're not a witness to tell the cops that he was not driving the right way and that it was him who was at fault.
Or maybe I could call dispatch or something and say, hey, I was the passenger inside this Uber. Here's my cell phone number, but I got to get to the radio studio. But, man, I tell you, here's the good news. If there are any cops listening or any lawyers or anyone, I know it's early, but would I have to stay at the scene? Or could I leave? What if I started walking?
Yeah,
to the MLK Ulmerton exit.
Well, I wouldn't advise that. It's dangerous, especially at this time of day. But I'm sure stuff like this happens because people are always in Ubers on their way to the airport. That's the most often when I take an Uber, I have to catch a flight, so I can't be late.
If anyone can answer my question, 800-990-1047. Oh, our guest, the guy off the street in the studio, he's raising his hand. Hold on, I'll get to you in a second. You put your pants back on. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 if you can answer my question. But the good news is that we have some very attentive listeners. And Uber Mike, he sent me, Andrew, can you answer the phones that are ringing? Uber Mike sent me a direct message on Instagram last night. I'm Certified MJ Radio. And Uber Mike said, hey, I heard you might need a ride to the airport. I'll pick you up gratis. He says he's a 4.99 diamond rated Uber driver.
Yeah, and that's all I use.
And Uber Mike said he's going to be here at 9:20 waiting for me, and he's going to give me a complimentary ride to the airport to meet Michelle for our flight. All right, hang on a sec, Andrew. Let me grab line 5. Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
Good morning. I'm Tim.
Hey, are you in law enforcement?
I was for 12 years.
Oh.
I'm not in it anymore.
What agency did you work for?
In Pennsylvania.
Okay. So do you know Florida law? Let's say I was a passenger in the Uber. We were almost in an accident this morning because my Uber driver was the worst with the lowest Uber score I've ever seen, like 4.74 or something. And if I'm a passenger and we were in an accident, do I have to stay at the scene?
No, you do not. You're not required to say anything. You're not under detainment, so they can't force you to or make any statements.
All right, so I could have just left, or I said, hey, Froggy, pick me up on the side of the bridge, right?
Don't call me, buddy.
Worse than the Uber driver.
What'd you say?
That might be worse than the Uber driver.
Damn right.
I just hit a couple curbs. Big deal.
That's right. People love that video of you driving over curbs.
So Tim follows Certified MJ.
I had Froggy twice driving over curbs here in the office complex. Thank you, Tim. Thanks for listening, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Have a nice day. All right, so Roxanne, and I'm very excited. Uber Mike, 4.99 rating and a diamond rated driver is going to take me to the airport. I got to leave the show early. Folks,
Good for you.
Folks, Froggy and Roxanne are going to do the final segment of the show. What the hell's that going to sound like?
What's going to
I don't
happen?
know why you're building it up. You're going to be on the phone because you know you're going to call. I know you. This happens all the time.
Yeah, I probably have to call him. All right, so who did you invite in off the street at 6 o'clock in the morning? So Roxanne says,
I
hey.
met this guy. I was pumping gas.
Yeah, Roxanne says, yeah, there's this guy in the parking lot. I'm going to bring him up to the studio. I'm like, what? All right, what's going on? Explain what's going on here.
This is Bill.
Yes.
And
Good morning.
What
are you doing?
I was going to turn Bill's mic on, but I always forget that's a wonky mic.
Step up to the mic, Bill.
I have control of the mic.
Yeah, I forget
You
that.
don't need to talk off mic and go away. I can turn his mic on.
Trying to be hospitable.
I turn Fester's mic on every day.
Well, of
Fester
course, you have to.
Fester has never turned his own mic on or off.
Fester doesn't know how to push a single button in this
He doesn't
room.
know how to do anything in this place.
I kind of respect that,
All
because
right,
if you don't
so
learn, you don't have to do it.
Who's this guy Bill you just brought in?
Bill, I know his handle on social media. It's so...
Wait, you're just inviting random people off of social media into our studio at 6 o'clock in the morning?
I talk to him all the time on...
Why don't you just put up a sign, hey, serial killers, stalk us.
Oh my God!
All right. So, Bill, what's your deal? Why are you here at 6:29?
Well, I've been trying to get you guys to try our ketones. Been talking to Roxanne, and I told her I'd like to drop a few packs off for you guys to try.
I've heard. What are ketones? Explain.
Ketones, or you heard of the keto diet? This is
of course.
a different version of
What
that.
What are these
It's
meat sticks?
It's simply a powder you pour in the water. It gives you energy, focus,
Okay.
better sleep, fat loss. There's so much to it. Digestive health. I mean, it's pure, therapeutic, all natural.
Okay.
No artificial anything. Put your body into ketosis and.
He said he wanted to drop some off for
All
us.
right.
I said,
Absolutely.
drop it.
I appreciate it. It looks
Yeah.
like good stuff.
Are you
yes.
reselling a product that's manufactured, or are you making this stuff in your garage?
No, it's a company's called Prove It, based out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, you're not mixing up some
No, I'm not. I'm
crap
not
in a
making
cauldron in your garage.
that. Not this time.
Okay, all right.
But Bill listens. He always has funny stuff to say about the show. He follows you on IG,
I
MJ.
follow all you guys.
Well-
But you know what, MJ, real quick, if you don't mind me saying,
Yeah.
man, you talk about this studio. I thought you were embellishing, man. This place really is a dump.
Send that to management.
Oh my God!
Hey, I'm just saying it like it is.
Oh,
Oh, gosh.
I love this guy.
Well, you fit right in.
Right?
All right.
Grab me a chair, man. I'm ready.
Tell you what, you're like a slightly older Fester.
Yeah.
We'll have you fill in when Fester's, and you're not grumpy like Fester.
Yeah, you're all happy.
I love it.
You're not used to it.
Listen, love this show, man. You guys keep me rolling, man. You guys are too funny.
All right, listen, just random folks from the parking lot here on the MJ Morning Show. I love it. All right, hey, I'm sorry.
People out in the parking lot waiting.
Hold on, say it again.
I said there's all kind of people out in the parking lot waiting to get in.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, I turned his mic off already. He's still talking. All right, 6:31 at the MJ Morning Show. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for coming in.
Nice to meet you, man.
6:31 at the MJ Morning Show. We'll do some early morons in the news next on this very busy Friday morning show. You don't want to miss a moment of the broadcast today. Zero Res is going to... this whole week at least. When did that whole Michigan State football coach story break, Roxanne? Was that last week?
Sunday.
Was that over the weekend, right?
It was over the weekend, yes.
All right. And you know a lot about this because isn't Doug, your husband, did he go to Michigan State?
No, he's a huge Michigan fan.
Okay.
And
you lived in Michigan.
University of Michigan.
Hold on. Wait a second.
University of Michigan.
Yeah, don't confuse Michigan State with Michigan.
Right.
It's not the same?
No.
Oh, you don't know how many people would just,
yeah.
What they would do to you for saying that.
It's like making an Alabama confusion thing.
Oh,
all right, so this is a crazy story. Let me see if I have this right. So the football coach for Michigan State, Mel Tucker, is accused of sexually harassing a rape survivor that was actually like a speaker to like talk to athletes about like rape?
Yes. Yes. This was a sexual abuse advocate kind of person.
Right.
And she had gone through, as you mentioned, a rape survivor. And so she'd gone through that atrocity. So her business, I believe is a nonprofit, but obviously she goes around and she speaks, and she's a consultant for colleges, for sports teams.
Listen, some of the athletes can get into trouble. You have women throw themselves sometimes at these athletes on a college level. So this woman who had a very unfortunate situation decided to offer something positive and to speak and to counsel and to kind of educate. Listen, like you are like a media consultant for athletes.
Yes, exactly.
So,
I mean, I can picture what she's doing, especially at colleges, because that's the age that I work with most often.
But you have a little side hustle going on where you will actually work. You work with like sports agents, and you will actually counsel professional athletes, new draft picks or athletes that are up and coming. You'll actually counsel them on how to deal with the media and what to do, what not to do. Watch your social media. Don't put a big kibosh on your career before you even get started. So you consult athletes from a media standpoint.
Yes, and I do hit on a lot of those points that
you hit on a lot of the athletes?
What?
I hit on a lot of the
What? You hit what? Does Doug know this?
Yeah.
She's a professional.
All right, go ahead.
I've aged out. Okay, so I hit on
Did
a
you
lot
say
of
you aged out? You just say you
making
aged?
a joke.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a professional. So anyways, I help them with that kind of stuff that you mentioned, but also if you think about today's day and age of kids who are in their early 20s, they have a hard time just with, feeling the confidence to go sit and do a job interview, to talk to head coaches, because the COVID years, like I said, not being able to be in class and have that social interaction. So there are a lot of exercises we do. And guess what? It's not just limited to athletes. I also do it for large corporations. I have a client I'm trying to land right now.
Like a well-known client?
A big company.
A big company. All right. So this Mel Tucker, the head football coach at Michigan State, I thought I saw that he signed some multi-year coaching deal worth like 78 million. How much?
Yeah, I think it's 80. I had
What?
80 million in my head.
A coach?
Oh, hold on. Hang on. I thought in November, Michigan State signed him to an unprecedented 10-year, $95 million deal. This is a football coach. 10-year, $95 million deal. What the?
And the players don't get paid?
It's like $9 million a year for a high school for a college football coach. Listen, I know that that for these big schools, I know that football, the TV rights, I know it brings in a ton of money. I get it, but that just seems rather obscene.
It really does.
A head coach for a college making $95 million.
College football is big business.
I know. That's what I just
Get what
said.
you can get, man.
I know. All right. So some of the details. This is truly a morons in the news story. Now, listen, he's innocent until proven guilty, but
he's already admitted to something.
Yeah, well, he has. All right. So apparently you had a full in-depth discussion with your husband, Dig Dug, over this. And
he read me every detail while I was trying to foreclose.
So go ahead and give us the most important, the most salacious stuff. What do we need to know about this allegation?
Well, there are a couple funny things.
What's funny about this?
I should say odd things.
Okay, all right.
One thing is that she made claims against the Michigan State University that they were not following protocol back in 2018. So in 2018, she filed some sort of paperwork, petition, whatever it was, to claim that they were not doing what they're supposed to be doing when people report that they've had an instance of some sort of sexual abuse.
All right, so what is this guy accused of doing? Well, I know that I know a few of the things that were alleged to be inappropriate. So what are the details? Just give me the bullets, the headlines, the really important stuff.
Well, the big thing is phone sex, like talking on the phone sex. He had phone sex with her.
So wait a minute. This is a rape survivor that is counseling college athletes on how not to get in trouble. And the coach is having phone sex allegedly with this rape survivor lady?
Yes, exactly.
Consensually or no?
Well, she says not consensually, and he says it was consensual.
Over the phone? How she could just hang up.
Here's the deal. He's admitted. Now, I know a few things about the story because I have read, but he's admitted to having phone sex, and then she claims that during the episode that he was...
Yes, that he was...
Can you put that in delicate terms for me, please?
I mean, well, he was doing
Tubing
the
it?
thing that... Yeah, there you go. Froggy did something
Jeffrey
very...
Tubin
Yeah,
it?
it was very delicate.
Jeffrey Tubin from CNN, former...
That's all I need to say.
Former... what do they call those people?
Commentators?
Yeah, but no, what's the word they use?
Talking heads.
What? Well, talking head, not a
Analyst.
not a
Correspondent.
contributor.
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 I was never going to guess that.
That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. So
that's the thing is he came out and admitted to that. And then I didn't see this with my own eyes. Again, this is just Doug regurgitating the information to me. Supposedly the wife was hitting on her too.
Hold on.
I haven't seen that with my eyeballs,
Whoa.
but
Hold on. Doug told you that the Michigan State football
He was
coach's wife was hitting on the rape survivor consultant and motivational speaker as well?
I don't know the exact details, but he's like, wait a second. This says that the wife was I don't know if that was a comment section. He reads everything.
Can you imagine your Wang blows up a $95 million deal?
Woo!
Was that phone sex really worth it? Come on.
Well, it's like the Rays player.
Wander?
Yeah, he had a big deal. And
Wander Franco. I mean, hey, the Rays have to make a decision pretty soon on that. So, hey, you know what? I have a couple of things that I teased yesterday and I didn't get to, so I promise I'll get to it next. The DoorDash dope here in Florida, man, you got to hear this. Oh, man. You get food delivered by DoorDash? Luckily and thankfully, this is probably the rare case, but I'll tell you next. I got another DUI story, which kind of comports with things I've told you in the past. Hang on, I'm just looking at the list here. I got a lot of stuff to get to, and we'll get to it again next. Hold on, quick break, and we're almost done with the first hour. Where the hell does this time go, folks? I have no idea where things go. MJ Morning Show back in minutes here on Q105, so please stand by. 7:01 exactly at the MJ Morning Show. So if your alarm clock just went off at 7 o'clock or your phone just went, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. If you're driving this morning here on this Friday, thank you. We appreciate you listening. Do us a favor. I really appreciate the activity that is percolating with my MJ3 a day. Pound for pound, you're not getting better morning entertainment in this market, in this state. You're not getting more and better morning show entertainment for free than the MJ Morning Show. And I'm just asking you that you spread the word. You tell your friends, your coworkers. Just tell 3 people a day that you listen to the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Just work it in the car. Hey, you know what I heard on the MJ Morning Show this morning? Yeah, you ought to check it out. It's on 104.7 FM. Also, the podcast available on all the platforms. So tell 3 people a day. We appreciate it. MJ Morning Show is back.
Can I be honest about something about that?
Yep.
When you started that 3-a-day thing, I was like, that's such a turd idea.
MJ 3 a day?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, nobody's going to do that.
Yep.
Come to find out, a bunch of people are doing it.
Yep.
And it's working, really.
It is.
And I thought that was dumb. I thought it was a dumb idea. So I want to apologize to you for that.
All right. So how long does it take you to realize that you've been working with me for decades now?
Yes.
How long does it take you to realize that, maybe I'm not that dumb, but maybe I've got a couple of good ideas? And
No, you're not dumb.
I've been like semi-successful in this
Somewhat,
radio career.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
But I will admit, I said, what a dumbass for wanting to do the 3-a-day thing. And then, even my friends are doing it, so it seems to be working.
I'm hearing it from a lot of people, and people are like, when I run into folks, hey, MJ, I'm telling 3 people a day to listen to the MJ Morning Show. The deal is that the listenership is big, but I want it bigger, okay? I want more.
I said that, Andrew.
More.
I want it bigger, more.
All right.
Just cut that up for me.
No, because it's still amazing how many people don't know we're back. And I'm not getting the marketing budget that I want to really effectively market the show.
It's time to guerrilla market.
So I got to use all of you listeners as little marketing ants to tell 3 people a day to listen to the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. All right, this DoorDash story is a cringer. And how stupid do you have to be to do this in front of these Ring doorbells? It is so obvious. You've got the Ring doorbell. It's got the illuminated ring around the button. I mean, these camera doorbells, first of all, you have to assume that whatever you're doing these days, that you're on camera. If it's not a surveillance camera, whether it's visible or if it's tucked away, whether it's one of these surveillance doorbell cameras, or the fact that every single person has a cell phone with a frickin' TV camera in it.
Or like a nanny cam and a stuffed animal.
Whatever. Exactly. So, DoorDash driver here in Florida, this happened in Kendall. By any chance, do you know one of the most famous residents of Kendall? Anybody? Kendall, Florida, down in, not far from Homestead, Kendall, down in that area.
Miami.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Who is one of the most famous, nefarious residents of Kendall?
The most nefarious, Joe Piscopo. Right? I thought he was from near there.
Why would you say Joe Piscopo?
You said nefarious.
Well, is it like a bad guy, like a criminal? My uncle lived in Kendall, and
It's Roxanne's uncle.
It was a homicide detective. No, he was chasing the bad guy.
It's not Roxanne's uncle. No. Come on. What famous name is famous? Because after he left blank, he moved to Florida and settled in Kendall. Come on.
Oh, OJ.
Yes.
How'd you get that into that?
Yes. Oh, you didn't know that, Froggy? You were amping it up over there like you knew what I was talking about.
No idea.
Yeah, OJ moved to Kendall.
I didn't realize it was Kendall. I knew he moved to South Florida.
That's where, after he was acquitted for killing Ron and Nicole, O.J. Simpson, he got in trouble down there because he got into a road rage issue, and he stuck his hand into some guy's car and grabbed his glasses off his face.
I thought he smacked him off his face.
That's a burglary. You know that?
Yeah.
I'll kill you.
You reach into somebody's car,
that.
that's a burglary.
Sovereign citizen would tell you that.
I saw OJ at the Kentucky Derby one year. And
did he have a knife in his hand?
No, but he has
Did the gloves fit? Was he sipping on a mint julep?
I think he was. and he was at a bar.
Was he wearing brownstone shoes?
Bruglio, how do you say it again?
No, what were they?
Bruno Mali.
There you go.
Some people say Mogli. They
Mogli,
pronounce the
yeah.
G. But I think Italian, I think it's Bruno Mali.
Remember he's in court and he goes, I wouldn't wear those shoes. Those shoes are ugly.
And they had a very distinct pattern on the tread or whatever.
Right?
Yeah, remember?
Listen, he has the largest head I've ever seen.
It's gigantic.
Gigantic OJ head. All right, so the DoorDash story happened down in. Well, took a little detour there, didn't we?
Hey,
so
man, that's what makes us unique.
Yeah. All right. So this DoorDash driver was caught on camera spitting on the food order that he had just delivered. Is that disgusting? Happened last weekend. Disgusting. Captured by the homeowner's doorbell camera at an apartment complex down in Kendall, a little south of Miami. Happened last weekend. And it is believed that the spitting in the food was a result of a bad tip, a lousy tip, according to Channel 10, WPLG down in Miami.
What do they think they're accomplishing with that? Like, the person's not even going to know. They're going to eat it and they're going to be fine.
Jeez.
Not doing anything unless you have Hep C.
Because some people get like this satisfaction.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's awful. It's terrible.
Terrible.
And you should have the book thrown to you. Food tampering, that kind of contamination. That ought to be a 5-year minimum jail term or prison term in Florida.
You just said some people get the satisfaction doing that.
Yeah.
I think that's too kind to classify it as people, like
animals.
Yes. Just animals.
Sickos, cretins.
Cretins, that's the word I was looking for.
I'll help you with vocab words if you want.
Thank you. Cretin.
I can whip them out all day long.
Say that.
All right. So this driver put the bagged food down on the apartment stoop, snapped a photo as proof of delivery on the DoorDash app, and then spat on the bag 3 times while mumbling something inaudible. Like mumbly on the cartoon.
Dude, some people are just really, like you said, a degenerate.
A 13-year-old boy and his mother placed the order, said that their stomach turned when they watched the incident unfold in real time through live video.
Duh.
So with these apps, if somebody hits these doorbells, it'll hit your app on your phone, and then you get like a live picture, and then they see the guy spitting on their food. What the heck?
Ugh.
My reaction was I wanted to throw up. That's what the teenager said. Elias Crisanto told Local 10 WPLG down in Miami. It's so disgusting. I mean, who does that? Exactly.
A lot of people.
He said that he and his mom paid around $30 for the order and added a $3 tip. All right, 10% tip. Maybe a little on the light side, but you don't deserve to have your food spat upon.
No.
Yeah, so they believe it was all because of the driver being dissatisfied. The company said the driver involved is no longer able to deliver DoorDash, so the driver has been banned.
Uber Eats it is.
Yeah, so now he moves to Uber Eats.
Uber Spits.
Right, Uber Spits. So DoorDash said we don't condone this type of action and have therefore taken the step in removing them from the platform. Well, what else are they going to say?
I was just thinking, what are they going to say? We do condone spitting out food. It's what we do.
This is a very exciting time when drivers deliver food and spit. This is a surprise. People need more surprises.
Just moisten it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
The chicken was dry, so he kind of added a little bit of moisture to it.
Excuse me, this blue cheese for my wings is a little off. Can you lube in it?
Frog, you really got to go one step further.
Always.
You got to go one step further than any of us. Come on, dude.
Always.
Hey, speaking of food. Oh, man. Tell me what I'm doing with audio. So I'm gonna do some audio here, and you tell me, see if you can put together, this would be a great game show. Put together the story just through the sound bites. All right, you ready?
Oh, right. This is fun.
All right, listen to this. Here we go. And here are the sound bites.
Okay.
And
all right, this is about nothing.
Here we go.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
All right.
All right, you got it? So 3 little audio bites. Number 1.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
2, and 3. Any idea?
Drove through the drive-through window.
A small dog fell through a roof and hit
Yo
his head.
quiero Taco Bell.
I think I know.
What do you think it is?
Somebody drove through a Taco Bell.
You're close, but that is incorrect.
Somebody punched through the window in the drive-through?
Nope. How about the Taco Bell sign falls on your car in the parking lot?
Oh my gosh, lawsuit.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'll tell you what, this is something. That's one for the Kemp Law Group right there. Yeah, this happened in Louisiana, though. So a Taco Bell sign fell on a car, trapping somebody inside. Hey, that's better than that Denny story last year. Do you remember that? Or a couple of years ago? You remember a Denny's, those big, tall Denny's signs? That fell on a car and killed somebody inside the car. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Talk about a grand slam breakfast.
Yeah.
That sucks. Yeah, so Taco Bell, person was freed, sent to the hospital. Crowley, Louisiana, the Taco Bell sign. I guess there were some storms passing through, but still, you would expect the Taco Bell sign to be able to withstand a thunderstorm and some wind, right? Of course. Fell on the car, person trapped inside. EMTs got there pretty quickly, fire and rescue. They got the person out of the car. They couldn't get out. They were trapped in the car by the Taco Bell sign. Like, do you get a free chalupa?
Yeah, something.
Yeah. And I did dig up the old story. This is a Denny's. Denny's sign falls onto car, killing woman and injuring 2 others in Kentucky. Yeah, this was like, I think a year or 2 ago. That was an awful story. I mean, literally a giant, those huge, like, Denny's signs, or, the restaurant signs that you'll see off the side of the interstate where they put them on those huge metal poles and they go like 100 feet in the air so you can see them from a half a mile away down the interstate.
Yeah.
Dairy Queen has a lot of them.
Well, guess what? One of those signs, a Denny's sign, fell on a car like a year or so ago.
Brutal.
And killed them. It's terrible. I mean, awful, 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 awful story. All right, folks, I'm so excited. Make Dave laugh. Dave Legoretta.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited for Roxanne to meet Dave.
Dave Legoretta, a staple of the MJ Morning Show from back in the day. Dave Legoretta is coming back to the MJ Morning Show. So if you don't know what Dave sounds like, I'm trying to find his laugh. I have it here somewhere. So if you've never heard Dave Legoretta, he was our former physical plant manager. He did the janitorial work at our old radio station. And Dave is coming back with another edition of Make Dave Laugh. And if you don't know how Make Dave Laugh works, you'll hear it next. And then a whole lot more. We have an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ Morning Show content next. So don't move. We're back in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey. 9:25. MJ and the crew, minus Fester. Fester is back. You know what? I need an update. I got to understand where everyone is going, who's here, who's not. Now, I leave just a little early today. I got to leave right before the final segment. I got to pull out of here about 9:25 because I got a flight to catch, and they're already trying to upsell me, by the way. First time on this airline. Hang on, I'll talk about that in a minute. So Fester is gone. Fester's missed Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday today because he's up selling RVs at some big super show for General RV up in Hershey, Pennsylvania right now.
He's upselling him.
All right, now, Froggy, you're gone again after you were already out, like last week. You're out. Now, when are you out?
Unfortunately, I am out next Monday through Wednesday.
Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're out next week. And then Fester's back, but then Roxanne, you're out when?
Thursday and Friday.
Okay, Roxanne, am I the only one that works around here?
Well, you know what?
Well,
I've got a big presentation to give, all right? And I'm nervous, and I asked you to help me out, and you blew me off.
Yeah,
Jerk.
Froggy,
Don't even bring it up.
Froggy asked me to drive to some place on Hillsborough Avenue and take pictures of shelves.
No.
What? Yes, you
Those
did.
pictures of my displays, because I know you take good pictures, and I wanted my displays to be presented properly. And you were like, just take your cell phone. I'm like, thanks a lot, dude. You know what? You're a real jerk about it.
So he asks me during the show, hey, can you go to Hillsborough and take some pictures of shelves for me, please? Because you've got a really good camera. You're talking about the pictures that my Pixel takes?
No, I wanted you to take your big Nikon 1432. 17.
but I mean,
whatever.
MJ, sometimes you're so willing to help people.
Not me.
And like you went to help Kim with her car in the middle of the night one time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I helped her.
Listen, because you give me like zero notice. I had stuff yesterday. I couldn't go.
You don't do a show in the afternoon anymore. You lay around in your tidy whities like Homer Simpson.
No,
and
I
eat
don't.
bonbons.
No, I don't.
Sometimes him throwing that out would be like, yes, I'll go do that for you, Froggy. I'll get right on it.
I would have paid you
Froggy,
$5,000.
Okay, sure.
Whatever.
Yeah. So, Froggy, if you would have given me a little more notice.
That's fine. I'll take my cracked phone camera and I'll take pictures of it.
But that's another thing. So, Froggy, your phone is busted. Why don't you buy yourself a new freaking phone? Oh, speaking of phones, my kids have not started bugging the living bejesus out of me for that new iPhone 15, which I think that thing is available on the 24th.
They don't need that.
I know.
What's the difference?
Well, they've got the iPhone 12s, which apparently the French are saying leak radiation all over your crotch.
Oh, give me that.
Wait, the iPhone 12 do?
Yeah. What do you have?
I don't even know.
You don't even know what you have, do you?
No clue.
Yeah, so my kids have the iPhone 12, and to be quite honest, they're probably due for an upgrade. All right, it's been three. Once the 15 comes out, it's three actual model years or whatever you call them with the iPhone. So maybe Christmas time, but they haven't started yet. My son, Chloe, typically like, Daddy,
they're 20.
Daddy, I want the new iPhone 15, Daddy.
Wonka,
Daddy.
you get my daughter an iPhone 15, Wonka.
So,
God, I mean, just have them go buy it themselves.
The kids haven't started on this yet, but seriously, did you know about the iPhone 12 radiation deal?
I have iPhone 11, so do I have radiation as well?
Why don't you upgrade?
I think I have 8.
Now, I am not. I think you're right.
I think so.
I'm not an iPhone person. So Michelle and I, we're Android folks, and we're excited. We do new Androids every 2 years. We're both on the Pixel 6 Pro, and it's been a really solid phone, but it's starting to slow down. It's starting to, get a little glitchy. Battery life but we've been using these things heavily for 2 years. So Google, the new Pixel 8 Pro, that comes out, I think their event's like October 4th, so it's a little earlier, and generally they'll ship within a couple of days. So we're going to be getting the new Pixel 8 Pros the minute those drop in a couple of weeks. But let me find this. I'm not making this up about French. The French government is saying that the iPhone 12 is radiating and it's putting out too much radiation, and they want Apple to fix it. If not, they're going to demand that Apple recall all iPhone 12s in the country of France. We're Beldar. We're from France. Yeah, I gotta find this story. iPhone 12 France.
Well, you're looking for that. What do you do all day now that you don't have another job?
Oh, jeez, man. Really?
Not help me.
I am putting more work into this show. Folks, this show's always been great. But
It really has stepped up a notch.
Have you noticed this show's gotten even better? Because I have more time to work on this show, and I'm not getting dragged down with all the political crap and everything. I love it.
And
Also,
go ahead.
Roxanne's been really good lately. You have to admit it.
All right, so USA Today, iPhone 12 radiation level prompts ban in France. Don't freak out yet. This is fresh. This is 34 minutes ago from USA Today. A French watchdog agency says Apple's iPhone 12 emits too much electromagnetic radiation and should be withdrawn from the market. Yeah, 3 years later. Yeah, there you go. That's some timely research right there. Test conducted by France's National Frequency Agency, ANFR, found the iPhone 12 has too much radiation. Somebody give me a croissant. So
I'm growing a tail out of my butt from the radiation.
Oh,
Is that what
that's
happens?
a hemorrhoid.
I have a baguette coming from my crotch. Look at my baguette.
Dude, you got to get that checked out.
Man, nothing beats a great French baguette, you know?
I can think of
a great banh mi sandwich with a great crispy outer shell and that soft inside. Yes, what was that from?
Well, I was just gonna say I can imagine a lot of things that beat it, like a bag of $1 million.
Okay,
I mean,
fine.
don't throw out stuff.
Anyway,
like that.
tests conducted by this French agency found that iPhone 12 specific absorption rate, which measures radio frequency energy absorbed by a body, exceeds standards set by the European Union, prompting the agency to order Apple to halt iPhone 12 sales. Yeah, you're a little late on halting sales. I mean, how many iPhone 12s are still being sold? The 15 is coming out in a couple of days. An update to the iPhone 12 devices. Anyway, they want them to fix it. Can they do an update that'll reduce the radiation? Anyway, so here in the United States, there's no panic yet. And look, is it really that bad? European regulators say a phone that is handheld or in a pants pocket should have no more than 4 watts per kilogram of electromagnetic energy absorption. But testing by this French agency found the iPhone 12 exceeded the limit by more than 40% at 5.74 watts. Not to be confused with the Back to the Future. What is that?
1.21 gigawatts?
Yeah, 1.21 gigawatts.
Well, that's if you want to go back to the future and you need to go nuclear, so you're going to need plutonium.
Thank you. And a Mr. Coffee? Or whatever that thing.
And a Mr. Coffee.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Is in
Fusion.
2 because it broke.
Mr. Fusion.
When I was pregnant and I would travel, I would refuse the X-ray machine.
Yeah.
And
I don't think you can do that anymore, can you?
Yeah, they'll just do a pat down.
Oh.
And so they would tell me, well, your cell phone is worse for you than this. Is that true?
No.
Right?
No. Your cell phone is not putting out more radiation than getting X-rays.
I've got a similar question I've been thinking about.
Yes?
When I was growing up, we used to have this big green box in our front yard, and I would sit on it with my buddies every day for years and years upon years and years, which means I'm going to use a medical term, but my testicles were on that every day. Is that bad for me? Like sitting on that electrical box every day of my life as a kid playing. I used to sketch. There's still sketches on.
All right, you've got 2 kids, right?
Yeah, you have children.
Yeah, but
are you sure they're yours?
Not true that.
Are they yours?
I'm just saying, is it gonna? I don't know. Have there been studies? I guess is what I want to know.
Oh man, I'm getting pumped up. For Make Dave Laugh. I don't know, Froggy. Consult the doctor.
I'm gonna call my doc.
We're gonna call Dave Legoretta. It's the triumphant return of Dave. We're going to call him momentarily. First, though, I mentioned our travel today. And want some more space? Seat upgrades are available on your Breeze flight to ORF today, which is Norfolk. View trip options. Edit. Michelle and I are flying for the very first time Breeze. And I'm getting the text now. They're trying to upsell me to bigger seats or more seat space.
What is it? Good to gooder?
What?
Or good or
No,
better?
it was nice and nicer.
Nice and nice.
So
Yeah.
when we bought our seats,
I like good and good.
I tried to buy nicer. That's how they categorize their seat
So
sales.
lazy.
So I think the lowest seat is nice, and that's all that we could buy was nice. I couldn't buy nicer, but I think we're only paying like $84 to fly from Tampa to
What?
Seriously, it's $84.
Good for
we're,
you.
We're flying from Tampa to Norfolk this morning after the show, and it's like $84. And then they upcharge you on luggage. Like you want to carry on a bag, it's like $35. You want to check a bag, it's whatever. So, but you get a personal item. And let me show you my bag right here because I have my bag here because I'm going right to the airport.
Let me see your bag.
I'm going to show you in a second. So thanks to Uber Mike heard us talking about that I need a ride to the airport. Uber Mike is a 4.99 rated diamond Uber driver, and he sent me a DM last night on Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow. I'll have all kinds of cool pictures from Virginia Beach and Norfolk, this weekend. So give me a follow at Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. So Mike's going to pick me up. He said he's not charging me. He said gratis, free, loves the show. Least he can do is give me a ride to the airport for free. So Uber Mike's.
Oh man, you're so lucky.
Uber Mike's going to pick me up.
What are you going to do for him? You give him a little cashola?
Well,
I'd say Uber Mike, expect probably a 50 for this.
you know what? I don't have any cash in my wallet right
Uber
now.
Mike.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's going to cancel on me. All right. So with Breeze, you get to carry on a personal item for free. But my weekend getaway bag is the size of a personal item. So let me show you this right here. It's right here.
Wow, you have a getaway bag?
Yeah. It's my Go Team bag because I also do NTSB air crash investigations. So, all right. So this is my Go bag. And look at this.
Everything is
Look
in
at that.
there.
This is everything. Even my Surface Pro is in here. My little laptop. My DOP kit's in here. I've got a couple of pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of underwear, and a couple of T-shirts. I mean, what else? We're not going out fancy. We're not. Yeah.
You never have to check your luggage. That's what you use.
Guess what? Hold on, Andrew. What did you just ask?
Do you have your carbon monoxide detector?
Is my carbon monoxide detector in here?
Of course.
Let me see.
Let me see.
Hang on a
You never
sec.
know about those.
Let me see if my carbon monoxide detector is in here. Yes, it is. Let me do a test real quick. Okay? Little test on my carbon monoxide detector.
Don't be surprised if that thing starts beeping.
It's fully functional.
Oh, okay, good.
All right, so
What if that thing starts beeping on the plane?
this is my carry-on. So this goes. The rule is it's got to fit like in the seat in front of you.
Yeah.
And this is a little bag. This is a little carry-on thing. They're not going to charge me for this, right?
No.
This is a little. They shouldn't.
No, they won't.
And I'll tell you what, if anybody from Breeze Airlines in Tampa
Wants to challenge you?
is listening,
Oh.
why don't you just for my first experience ever on Breeze, why don't you guys give me an upgraded seat?
What?
Yeah,
You're just flat out asking?
Yeah, what the hell not? I've got a microphone and a 100,000 watt transmitter.
Okay.
So Breeze Airways here in Tampa, my maiden voyage ever on this airline today, and you're sending me text if I want a better seat, I can upgrade. Why don't you guys just upgrade me for my first experience? Yeah, the reservation's under Todd and Michelle Schnitt. All right?
Yeah. That's it's 8. What is it?
So
I can't spell it.
that's my real name here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, so I am so excited. Did I ever use music for Make Dave Laugh? Froggy?
I don't think so.
All right, folks, this is an old bit we used to do with Dave Legoretta. Dave was our physical plant manager. He did the janitorial work. He just kind of kept the whole building together. He just managed all the moving pieces in our old Clear Channel building.
I thought he was your boss.
No, he was just.
We would never talk to our old bosses.
That was Dave Reinhardt.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
that was-
sorry. All right.
So-
conflating.
Dave Legoretta just has this uncontrollable laugh, and whatever you say to the guy, he laughs. So we came up with a game, Make Dave Laugh, and you have to utter one word or a quick phrase. So it's got to be one word or like if it's a 2-word quick phrase, that works
That
as
works
well.
too.
We
Okay.
allow it. So ladies and gentlemen, is Hal Herman going to mind that I'm using his music?
Oh, no. He's happy. It's royalty free.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to call up Dave Legaretta with the triumphant return of Make Dave Laugh. Now, what we've done in the past is we'll roll out some words and see if the crew can make Dave laugh, and then we'll go to phones and let listeners utter a word to make Dave laugh.
Now,
Now,
we have to show you guys how to play. It's not the easiest game.
yeah, listen, I don't think I'm going to do phone calls with the first triumphant return here. But, with subsequent editions, maybe next week or in the following weeks, then we'll take phone calls. All right?
Boo!
What do you mean? What are you
I wanna
booing me
take
for?
calls, too.
What the hell are you booing me for? Let me get Dave dialed up here. 813. Oh, let me turn this music off. Hold on a minute. All right, let me turn the music. All right, so where are we? 813.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Oh my God, because this place is just technically a nightmare. All right, hold on a minute. Let me try it again. All right, 81330. All right, calling up Dave Legaretta. He's waiting for a call. Man, I've been so excited because he left Clear Chat or iHeart now. He left because they moved to a new building and they don't need him anymore. So he has a new job.
Hello.
Dave!
Yes.
Oh, my, this is fantastic.
What's up, Dave?
Folks, it is so great to have Dave Legaretta back with the MJ Morning Show where you belong.
That's right.
Now, after the MJ Morning Show left 4002 Gandhi, the other company, on 93, after we left, other shows and they tried to co-opt you and steal our bit, right?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Well, hold on. What do you? Why?
I can't believe I'm talking to Dave right now. I've never talked to him.
So, all right. So we filled Roxanne in on how this works. Froggy, I told the whole crew, everyone just come up with a list of funny words. And the way this works, we utter one word or a quick little 2-word phrase. We allow that as well. And we make Dave laugh. All right, here we go, folks. Can we make Dave laugh? Dave, what have you been doing now?
Oh, I'm over here downtown at the River Center. We got the kids from Tampa Prep came over to do their rowing teams, and they're all out there.
All right, so wait, so
cool.
you left iHeart. Now you work for the city of Tampa.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Good for you, Dave.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
My tax dollars at work since I'm a Tampa City resident. Love this guy. All right, Froggy, you go first.
Oh, I got to go first.
Utter a word.
God.
Utter a word and make Dave laugh.
Are you ready, Dave?
Yes, I am.
Gonna go with a simple one here. Titmouse.
Yes. All right.
All right. Over at my house the other day.
Yeah, they're around.
Now it's my turn. Shih Tzu.
Wow.
See, this is how it works.
I didn't think he was going to go on that. I didn't think.
Make Dave laugh. All right, Roxanne, go.
Glabella. Glabella.
The crickets made him
Andrew's playing crickets from the producer's booth. Oh, man. Roxanne.
Oh, Roxanne. What was that word?
Oh, the first word you uttered.
It's hysterical.
Glabella?
Glabella.
What the hell is glabella?
Sounds like a Disney princess.
It's where you get your Botox so you don't have a scowly face. Right there. That's your glabella.
Oh, jeez. All right. No, it didn't
Thanks,
work.
Dave.
All right. Froggy, go ahead. Make Dave laugh.
Bunghole.
All right, Froggy.
Yes!
Dude, come on, dude.
Hey, man. Are we playing or not?
All right, that's fine.
Are we playing?
All right, here we go. Next one. Rug burn.
What? How do you laugh at that one? That's not fair.
That's funny. Rug
burn. I mean, they hurt.
Right. Okay. All right, Roxanne, you're up again. Go.
Scotch tape tush.
Not
What?
nothing personal, but you kind of remind me of that lieutenant in Good Morning Vietnam. Remember the one who said, "In my heart, I know I'm funny."
That's a great reference.
Scotch tape tush.
In my heart, I know I'm funny.
That's hysterical.
Ooh, no. Roxanne.
Dave, I hate you.
Great reference, Dave.
All right. Froggy, go again.
Turd burger.
There you go. All right. Here we go.
Yes.
Dave, blubber.
And that one really tickled him.
It did. All right. Roxanne, come on.
Beetle bumps.
Now, I was even tickling myself.
Beetle. What? Beetle?
The crickets again.
Beetle bumps.
Roxanne.
Roxanne, you're not moving the meter here.
This is brutal.
Oh my God. All right, Froggy, your turn. Go ahead. Make Dave laugh.
Cucumber fart.
Froggy, you're foul today. Come on. All right, my turn. Squirt.
That could be a beverage.
Yeah, exactly. All right, come on, Roxanne. Lay it on Dave.
80s and more.
What?
I'm just not. He's not laughing at anything that I say.
He's laughing at that. All right, come on, Roxanne. One more word.
All right,
Come on.
One more.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
I'm just not feeling it.
I hate Dave.
Man.
Dave's my least favorite person.
All right, Froggy, do you have
All right, one more.
One more round. All right,
Okay.
Froggy, go ahead.
All right, Dave, you ready?
Yeah.
Yam bag. I'm 5 for 5.
Hey, I'm 4 for 5. I'm 4 for 4 right now.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. My last one.
Okay.
Curmudgeon. All right, Roxanne.
This is the best game
All right,
on earth.
Roxanne, your
All
last,
right, Roxanne, come on.
Okay.
last chance to make Dave laugh.
All right. Poop face.
I hate you.
Did you just go energy?
Oh, but Dave.
Dave's the worst.
Oh my God, Dave! Yeah,
It's back.
Roxanne.
Yes, it is back.
I've never seen an 0 for 5er on the.
0 for 5.
Wow, that's bad.
Oh, man. Dave, it is so great to hear your voice. We've missed you. Dave, it's great to have you back on the MJ Morning Show. Dave Legoretta, make Dave laugh. Dave, we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a great
Bye,
weekend.
Dave.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Oh,
Never call back again, Dave.
Roxanne, are you angry?
No, you're not angry.
Dave's like the worst person.
What do you mean?
Well, it's all about the
He's
words, Roxanne.
conspiring with you guys.
He's the
My-
best.
Conspire.
Come on.
He's the best.
She doesn't understand how to play. She didn't know how to play when she wrote down her words. She doesn't know you have to say turd burger and you have to deliver it a certain way to tickle his pickle.
I
you
said
know?
Scotch tape tush. What else do you want?
Scotch tape tush. What do you think about that? That was so fun.
Oh, man, that was just so cool.
Can we make a promo out of that? MJ Morning Show, turd burger. Scotch tape.
The MJ Morning Show is back.
And then Roxanne said something with the crickets.
Oh, man, that's good stuff.
Hey, Andrew, good stuff for the crickets, too.
Hey, yeah, that was fast on the crickets over there, Andrew.
Good
Good
job, buddy.
Hey, I got a nice new text. Roxanne sent a cut and paste to me. So this is out of the blue, another beautiful text. Hi, Roxanne. My name is Amy in Largo. I deliver mail in Clearwater. I listen to you guys every day. Y'all are such great entertainment. The team is so funny, knowledgeable. Have a great day and the rest of your week. That is so nice. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you from Amy in Largo. Loves the MJ Morning Show. We highly appreciate it. On the football front, ladies and gentlemen, this is the NFL on the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah,
The
football.
Bucks are favored to win again this weekend. So
Yeah.
is that the only 2 games they're going to win? Because they won last week. They won up in Minnesota.
But were they expected to win last week? I
No,
don't think so.
No, the Bucks were supposed to lose. The Vikings were favored on their home turf, and the Bucks ended up winning. Now, remember that DraftKings early on said the Bucks were only favored to win one game this season. Sports Illustrated came out like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, said that the Bucks are only favored to win 2 games. But now we see that the Buccaneers at Chicago are favored by 2.5. 1 p.m. game again this Sunday up in Chicago for the Bears.
We were supposed to go, but we have a kid's birthday party.
You're going to go to the game? Wow.
How are we going to go to the game? Just get on whose private jet we're going to get on and go to the game?
Oh, you don't have to fly a private jet from my house to Raymond James Stadium.
Hold on, wait a
just
second.
Take a limo.
Wait a second. Hold on. Wait, whoa. Hang on a minute. You told me that it was at Chicago.
No, I mistyped that. It's at Tampa.
Oh, jeez.
So whenever I
But we're
type,
still favored.
You don't have a good batting average this week, Andrew.
What are you talking about? I had the crickets.
The crickets were good. Okay.
Man, you be nice.
I thought that was a joke that you were making, MJ. I just went with it.
No.
I take a limo.
Listen, I can only rely on what my producer gives me on certain things, and he gave me Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Chicago Bears.
You know, me being a big football guy, I should have known too.
All right, so Andrew, you're telling me that the game is...
I'm correcting that. Yes, it is at Tampa Bay.
Thank you.
At Raymond James.
You made me look like a dumbass over here.
I thought it was a joke.
No,
so you gave yourself away.
I'm just going with what Andrew gave me. So it is a local game. All right. Well, there you go. So, wait, so you were going to go to Chicago?
No, I was going to go.
I know. I was like, whoa.
Huh? I thought you were saying you were going to fly to Chicago.
No.
So the game is local.
Yes.
All right. So my apologies.
Go Bucks.
Correction here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, man, we had great momentum going until we just fudged that up, right?
Well,
it's okay.
You know, you better be a pro and don't let it. You know what? He did screw it up. What are we going to do?
Yeah, we need to punish Andrew, the producer.
Give me my cane.
Hey, I'm the one who corrected it.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right, 7:52 at the MJ Morning Show. Did you get that ultrasound photo up that I teased yesterday and we never got to? All right. Do me a favor, Roxanne, can you roll over here? Can you roll over here and go to mjmorningshow.com? Type it in.
How come I don't get to do it today?
You lost privileges.
Yeah, because Roxanne's better with her fingers than you are.
All right.
Yep. Roxanne can type faster and get us there. Okay. Go right there. The second item in, folks. The second item in, as heard on the MJ Morning Show. Click on that. There is a woman who had an ultrasound of her expectant baby, and she swears that in her ultrasound, you can see 2 of the original judges from American Idol.
Wow, Paula and Randy?
You're pretty close. It's Paula and Simon Cowell.
Wait, I thought that was a joke.
No, I'm not. All right, I'll take it from
I thought you were going to
say
say horns like Rosemary's Baby or something.
Say it again?
I thought you were going to say horns like Rosemary's Baby. I didn't know you were going to say Simon Cowell.
Let
me see.
All right, look at this. Look at the image. Look at the red circles, and you can see her baby. You can see her fetus, and then off to the right side, there are 2 circled images, and she says, "Oh my God, that's Simon Cowell and Paula Abdul, original judges from American Idol, in my ultrasound."
Your baby's placenta is disgusting. It's horrible.
That's the worst placenta I've ever seen.
This placenta tastes disgusting. Paula, what do you think? I can't do it, Paula.
And then Randy. Remember Randy?
Yo, dog.
Dude, dog. Yo, dog.
Let me get some of that placenta, dog.
You know what? This should be one of those tests. You know those stupid tests? They're on the news feeds all the time. If you see a bird first, this means you're a happy person. If you see a dog, this means you are hateful.
I hate those clickbait stories where depending on what you see in this picture determines your personality, or you've got an ultra high IQ if you can find the giraffe in less than 10 seconds.
I'm so mad because I can never find the giraffe.
Listen, these are the worst. Listen, that's what's going on the internet.
Yeah,
there's
garbage.
So much clickbait garbage going on. Just everyone trying to get their 2 cents per click, and it's just junking up the whole internet, man. It really is. It's just becoming a crap fest out there. But I'm telling you right now, I don't know if it's the power of suggestion, because the way to do this is to blindly say, hey, look at this ultrasound. What do you see?
Yeah, that's what you should have done to us.
But when you say, hey, woman says, look at the ultrasound. There's Simon Cowell and Paula Abdul, that you've just implanted that the power of suggestion, and I don't think it. I don't know. I don't know. Listen. I can't take a neuralizer like Men in Black and erase my memory and start all over again. But I thought it was interesting. If you want to see it, go to mjmorningshow.com. Click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. It's right at the top. And then you'll see the headline, A Woman Saw 2 American Idol Judges in Her Ultrasound. Her name is Haley Hughesby. She's 29 years old, and she's from Kennesaw, Georgia. That's in the Atlanta area, right? Kennesaw?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's Fulton, Cobb, DeKalb. Anyway, so take a look and see what you think. But
so funny.
Certainly pretty interesting. Another item that I mentioned yesterday and I didn't get to, and I apologize for this. A former FBI agent says when you book a hotel, follow her procedures for safety.
Okay, what are they?
When you check into a hotel, she says that she always books a room between the 3rd and 6th floor. She says that you don't want 1 or 2 because those rooms are low enough that somebody could potentially get into your room from the outside. So she says always, her name is Tracy Walder, and she was a special agent with the FBI. She also was a CIA officer, and she's doling out tips for safe hotel stays. You know what my tip is? Carry a battery-powered portable carbon monoxide detector, which I just demoed. It's in my carry-on bag because I'm going to the airport right after the show. But she says when she goes to a hotel, when she checks in, she requests, if it's a tall hotel, between 3rd and 6th floors. And she says those rooms are low enough to the main floor for emergency access, but they're far enough away from intruders who might try to enter from a ground floor or a low point on the building. So I think that's pretty good advice. He says, if you need to get out in an emergency, the 20th floor is just too damn high. Just like the rent is too damn high. So I just thought that was a little, fun tip.
It was just the tip.
You guys are very innuendo.
Roxanne, what are you doing?
I don't know. That never gets old to me. I'm sorry.
Nobody says she's better with her fingers.
Just the tip on the MJ Morning Show. All right, so here we go. I want to talk fashion for a moment here because apparently Generation Z is grasping this. And what Generation Z is, typically 1997 to 2012, right? Isn't that what we determined Gen Z?
We need a sign up here in the room because we do this every time we talk about Gen Z. Okay, what are they again? Let me see. Google.
I'm just doing a quick little
range. All right, let's see. It's 97 and 2012.
Yeah, so I think I said that. So Gen Z is you're born between 1997 and 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's the story here? Very simply, there is a cringy fashion trend with Generation Z. Jorts. Do you know what this is? The jort. It's the.
They're coming back.
It's the jean short, and it kind of comes just above the knees. The jort,
and they're tight.
Yeah.
I was watching a Post Malone concert. Do you know who that is?
Yes, I know who Post Malone is. For all you.
All right, I just don't know if you're up with the new day. But he was wearing jorts. He was rocking them, and they looked pretty good. And I was like, oh, he's one of the most famous guys in the world. If he's doing it, it must be cool. So I bought 25 pairs. And they seem to be cut always at the bottom.
Hold on. You bought 25 pairs of jorts?
I want to be in. I want to be cool.
And where are these jorts now?
They're on their way. They're shipping. They're being held up.
Wait, so
Jorts are in such high demand. There's a bit of a delay.
Hold on. Does Post Malone wears jorts?
Oh yeah.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
A lot of famous people. I've seen Justin Bieber wear jorts.
Who?
Justin Bieber.
Oh,
I've seen him rock them.
Who the hell? Justin Bieber?
I've seen a lot of the Channing Tatum. I've seen him wear them. A lot of the famous people.
Why you say Channing Tatum?
Who was hanging out with Taylor Swift the other night.
Hold on a minute. You're telling me that
Yes.
Post Malone,
Yes.
Justin Bieber, Channing Tatum wear jorts?
Everybody wears jorts. Who's in, bro? Mine are here. They're coming.
I'm trying to see if I like the wide leg better or the tight ones. Probably tight ones for girls.
Tight ones look better on guys. Girls. Okay.
But Generation Z, for whatever the age range from 1997 to 2012, that for whatever reason Generation Z is bringing back jorts, and it's very popular with this age group. And most people are like, oh my God, burn all the jorts. Why couldn't this trend have just gone away? But so the whole jort thing really was like early 2000s. So when like some of these Gen Zers were like 5, 6, 7 years old, that's when the jorts were popular. It's early 2000s, and now jorts, jean shorts, are making a comeback. And a lot of them are baggy. It's not like tight jean shorts. These are baggy, just like,
oh, God.
Ugh. They look awful.
You know what else looks awful on people?
What?
Khaki shorts. Ugh. What are you wearing today?
You think you're a funny guy over
Oh, my
there.
God, look what you're wearing.
Yeah, oh, no, I'm not wearing khaki shorts today. I'm wearing, damn it, I'm wearing dark blue shorts today.
The one
so
day,
in your face, dude.
The one time I make the joke.
Hang on, man. I'm stepping all the way back.
Oh, we got to show your shorts.
Hey, can you see my shorts back here? I'm showing my shorts because I had to get all the way back against the wall so you could see my shorts on MJTV. You just jumped to conclusions. You just thought I would have khaki shorts on today since I own more khaki shorts than any other item in my entire wardrobe.
Percentage-wise, I thought I had a chance.
But no. Hey, Roxanne, do you consider yourself a good parent?
I definitely, I'm not a perfect parent, but I try really hard.
She's a wonderful parent. I've seen it firsthand.
Thank you. Yeah, Froggy has hung around with my kids for the longest period of time of anyone Fester as well. He was there then too. At the beach house, they were pretty well behaved, aside from throwing sand in your face. And
very fun.
I was encouraged by.
Well, I have a story here about a mother with a 3-year-old, and you have a 3-year-old.
Yes.
What's the name of the 3-year-old?
Daviana.
Daviana is the 3-year-old. And this person's name is Kelsey. Kelsey is a 3-year-old. And, well, Kelsey says that she was mom-shamed for gentle parenting because she claims that her son at 3 wet his pants and then smushed food into the carpet, and she was mom-shamed by somebody for not hitting her kid.
I don't think any parent should ever shame another parent for not hitting their kid. I can see if a parent's like, hey, you should have dragged your kid out of there, or you should have talked more sternly. But again, you know what? I try not to judge because in the moment, you're in survival mode when they misbehave.
Isn't this terrible, though?
Yeah, that's terrible.
So this mother, Kelsey, has a 3-year-old kid and smushed food and carpet, and the kid wet his pants, and a stranger saw things unfold, and the stranger told Kelsey, the mother, that she was a bad parent for not hitting her kid, for smushing the food into the carpet, and I guess the kid wetting his pants.
Yeah, and the wetting of pants thing, too. I mean, a lot of times if the kid's wetting their pants, a 3-year-old, that still happens sometimes. And sometimes maybe there's a health issue going on if they get too old and they're wetting their pants.
Hey, y'all.
That's terrible.
Hey, y'all. What am I doing there?
You're talking with a Southern accent.
I am. Do you know that scientists are claiming that the Southern accent is fading away? That the Southern accent is dying out? When you think of the Southern accent, you think of the drawl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I never had a Southern accent, but, I think that my New York accent was kind of tempered because I lived in New York until I was 11. And then like late 10, early 11, we moved to Virginia Beach, Virginia. And when I moved down there, man, those kids, like Keith White, one of the first kids I met on my street in my neighborhood in Haygood,
right?
Section of Virginia Beach, right off of Haygood Point Road. And Keith, he was just a drawl. It was y'all and hey and some of the words words I'd never heard. These kids are using these words. So, I had experience with a Southern accent because Virginia Beach is the southeastern portion of Virginia, very close to the North Carolina border. But apparently researchers are saying that Generation X, so I'm Generation X, Roxanne, you're Generation X, Froggy, you're Generation X.
I am.
You're a little cuspy, aren't you? Are you a millennial?
No.
I was in 79.
No, you're Gen X. So hold on.
Gen X.
Hang on. Let me type that. Gen X ages. All right. Gen X you just made it. Gen X born between 1965 and 1979/80.
Oh, and I'm November of 79.
So you just rolled in. So you are at the very tail end of Gen X.
You're a baby Gen Xer.
Yeah, but apparently they're saying new research is that the classic accent is dying out among young people and that Generation X is particularly to blame. And they claim that...
Why are they blaming us?
Well, what?
Why are they blaming our generation?
Scientists observed the most notable changes between baby boomers and those born between 1965 and 1982 when the accent fell off a cliff. We found that here in Georgia, white English speakers' accents have been shifting away from the traditional Southern pronunciation for the last few generations, according to the lead author, Margaret Renwick, associate professor at the University of Georgia. It's Bulldogs, right?
Yeah, exactly. What's interesting to me is when you go to other cities and you watch the news and everybody has pretty much the same voice. So, in other words, when you go to Georgia, for instance, even though you'll hear people talk with a Southern accent, you're still not going to hear them report the news like that, right?
But that's always the case. It's,
right.
Yeah, you always have, the broadcasters don't have very distinctive accents. Well, maybe...
That's not true.
Maybe
in the Midwest.
like Minnesota, maybe some of those folks up there.
In the Midwest, they're allowed to say, like if you say chatty patty, it's like chatty patty. They talk like that on the news in the Midwest a little bit. So that's the only place where you'll see the regional accent on television.
Right. Hey, you know who I'm expecting to call in? And he's doing it right now. Sheriff Chad Cronister, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. I just saw our hotline flash. Sheriff, welcome back to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning.
Hey, Sheriff, I wanted to have you on because of this scoundrel that slashed over 20 tires, and you know who he is. This is a crazy story. Suspect wanted for slashing over 20 tires in Hillsborough. You've identified Freddie Rafael Lopez, 26. Sheriff, what's going on here?
I tell you what, and this isn't his first little bout with criminal mischief. He's on probation, active probation for criminal mischief out in Polk County, and 2 years before that has a criminal mischief charge for criminal mischief against one of our churches. So I don't know if it's just drug use. I don't know if he's got a DUI. He's got an alcohol problem. I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you this, MJ, around that area, up in the Fletcher USF area, we have some other criminal mischief cases that we're currently investigating, AutoZone and some businesses, and now we believe he's linked to those.
What happened at AutoZone?
Some same thing, some damage to the store, and then damage to some cars that were parked there. But hey, listen, you're hearing this first. Right before I jumped on the phone with you, I just got a phone call from our patrol colonel. We just placed them under arrest.
Oh, look at that. All right, breaking news on the MJ Morning Show. This is fantastic. Breaking news, Freddie Rafael Lopez, 26, this tire slasher, has just been placed under arrest. The timing's impeccable, Sheriff. Thank you.
I tell you what, I hate it. I was incensed when I heard about this yesterday, They did a good job. Investigators did a good job of identifying. They started canvassing the areas. They looked at ring video. Then they got some video. They started canvassing local businesses and saw that he went to a liquor store and he used his ID. And that's how we positively ID'd him. Then we learned he was on probation, called his probation officer, found out where he was living, and he got an early morning knock on the door this morning, and we took him into custody no less than 35 minutes ago.
Sheriff, as you know, I've been in the honorary deputy sheriff program in Hillsborough County since Cal Henderson days. I joined the program in 97, so I was through Cal Henderson, through David G's administration. Now, thankfully, I'm in the honorary deputy program in your administration as Hillsborough County Sheriff. And as you know, I'm one of the more active ones in the program going on ride-alongs with your deputies. And, seeing, Sheriff, the investigative skills and how you could people wouldn't even think of some of the tactics you use to solve crimes.
It's amazing. And now with technology and the advances that we're making there, again, this new generation, as savvy as they are, I tell people all the time, heed this warning. If you commit a crime, you're not going to get away with it. We are well above the national average for the amount of cases, the clearance rates. And I'm just so proud of the men and women. And you're exactly right. You're probably one of our most active members out there. You're such a great supporter because you go out and show the men and women how much you care. And that means the world to them. But you get the behind-the-scenes look of just how hard they work, their dedicated efforts. And you're exactly right. Talk about savvy and how investigative, just amazing they are. It's crazy. Why would you commit a crime here?
100%. Now, I've seen remarkable compassion from your deputies. I've seen them tough and make arrests when they have to. I've really seen it all, and I think that the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is one of the absolute finest police agencies in the entire country.
Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you, and I appreciate it, and I agree. These are people that don't do it for any other reason than they want to make their community better. They have a huge heart, and at the same time, there's going to be law and order to make sure that our families, our loved ones are safe.
I'm guessing that when they took Freddie Rafael Lopez into custody, I'm guessing they had one of the fine dogs probably around just in case there was a runner.
Yes, you could imagine if they tried to go out the back door, what they were going to run into. So I think that's why he surrendered as easy as he did.
Yep. Sheriff Chad Cronister, Sheriff Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, saw the story about this maniac slashing over 20 tires. And this is great news. You heard it here first, folks, that they've just arrested Freddie Rafael Lopez for slashing tires in the Grand Prix Way area, including Tuffy, AutoZone, La Place Plaza, and now he could be tied to other vandalism cases. So, Sheriff, good job with your folks.
Thank you. And I have to tell you, not that we're ever willing to incur any type of damage, any type of loss to any of our citizens. But as you know, being as active as you are, these are one of this area up here around 50th and 131st, up in that university area that's trying to thrive and has made leaps and bounds. They're economically oppressed. And can you imagine walking out? You work as hard as you do, and now your tires are slashed. These are people that I don't know how they're going to overcome this financial loss, and we'll be there to help them every step along the way.
That is a fantastic point, that the people that can least afford it were victims of this maniac. Thank you, Sheriff.
Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
You too.
All right, Sheriff Chad Cronister, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office.
While you were talking to him, I was just liking all of his photos. You can follow him, Chad Cronister, on IG.
I try to ride along like once a month is what I try for. So I'm probably due in the next, maybe next weekend.
What do you mean due? The guys are waiting for you? Well,
I've been riding along lately. The sergeant that I ride along with is a deputy, or is Sergeant Jeff Catlin.
And Jeff's like, I need you back, partner. When you coming?
Jeff's a great guy. I mean, I so measured, and just temperament is fantastic. I watch how he manages his squad and how he teaches them, and I mean it's really cool. So I give a big thumbs up to Jeff Catlin with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Sergeant.
That's awesome.
All right, so 8:14 at the MJ Morning Show. A lot of ground to cover. I am leaving early. Andrew's alerting me. I need to take a phone call. Andrew, grab mic 3 over there. What am I taking here? What line? Oh.
I see.
Katie's calling from Bradenton, but she's from Georgia. She wants to comment on the whole Southern accent thing. Hey, I love it. People, I don't even give out the phone number, and people are calling us with material. I love it. Katie, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hello. How are you today?
We are okay, Katie. So you wanted to weigh in on the Southern accents are disappearing?
Yes, sir. So I'm Gen X.
I love that. Listen, yes, sir. I love it. Well, hi there, Katie. Well, go ahead.
Yes. Hi, how are you doing today? I can do it, and that's the thing. My normal language is, hey, good morning, how y'all today? Y'all come back.
Man, you sound a little like Britney Spears.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that you sound like Britney?
It can be done, yes. But what happened in our generation is I also can clean it up. Like, hi, how are you doing today? I can clean it up and do it. The reason why is because we weren't taken serious. We were country bumpkins. We didn't have intelligence. We would get passed over for promotions, for, job interviews because we didn't have the persona. We were intelligent.
I feel like a lot of guys like girls with Southern accents because you think of like the Southern Belle, right?
Yes, and let me tell you, everybody down here loves me, so I get away with all kinds of stuff. But yes, and you go up north, and they will pay you to talk.
May I ask you, Katie, what kind of stuff do you get away with?
Murder.
I hope it's not slashing tires at the AutoZone. All right, hold.
No,
I
heard no.
Yeah.
No. You get away with things because you're automatically you're sweet, you're kind, you're non-aggressive, and that's probably not really the truth. And I know you've heard the things of bless your heart. That was true. We really would say that to people in a derogatory way and then laugh behind their backs.
Oh, bless your heart.
Now, I bet you love a big glass of sweet tea, don't you?
Sweet tea, yes. And the Chick-fil-A does not do it the right way down here compared to Georgia.
Gotcha.
So,
Katie,
yeah.
I thank you for calling in, Katie.
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good day.
Do you listen to us every morning?
Every day.
Well, bless your heart.
21. Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. But also in the business world, you can't say yes, ma'am, no, sir, those things anymore because the newer generation are offended by that. You can't use your sweethearts, your honeys, darlings. You can't use any of your endurements anymore because it's offensive to the like the ones born in the 90s. They are very offended by that. So you have to really clean it up. I mean, like HR teaches you differently in Georgia. You can't say these things. You can't say people look nice. You can't. There's just lots of rules that are doing away with the real Southern accent and language.
Katie, phenomenal phone call, and thank you for listening. Have a great weekend.
You as well.
Oh, hey, and tell three people today that you listen to the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM, all right?
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. She inadvertently set up a perfect segue about HR, about what you can say, how things are misperceived these days. Roxanne, you made a mention, and you might not even know where I'm going with this, but you made a mention.
I do.
Oh, you know what I'm going to...
I think so.
Hold on. Okay, Smarty Pants.
Wow. How's that possible?
Tell me what you think I'm about to segue into.
Does it have to do with Nandi?
It does.
From down the hall?
Yep.
Yes. From Maxima?
So Nandi is the male host on our Spanish station,
Love that guy.
Maxima, which is right down the hall. Great guy. And we see him every morning. His studio is right behind our studio on Maxima. And you had an encounter in the hall with Nandi. And why'd you? This is a really good discussion topic here.
It is. Okay, so when I see Nandi in the hall, it's that quick banter. Hey, happy Friday. Hey, one more day to go. This stuff drives Fester crazy, right? He hates the day of the week talk, but that's what we do. But then sometimes you want to mix it up. So I walk by Nandi one day and I notice that he is losing weight. He's getting in more. Nandi is a fit guy to begin with, but I noticed that he's getting even more fit. And I almost said, Nandi, you're looking good. You've been working out or something along those lines. And it started to come out of my mouth. And then I stopped myself because I'm like, wait, is that creepy to say to someone? And so then I don't even know what I said. I was just like, bleh. and it was really awkward. And then I just kept walking.
You thought that to say, hey, so you're a female.
Yes.
You're a female, and you stopped yourself from saying, hey, oh, you look great. You working out. You look, and you thought, wait a minute, is that problematic? Is that like an HR issue? Is that, so you thought maybe like a sexual harassment kind of?
Okay. In certain climates, yes, I would think that. In radio, not so much. However, I thought it sounded creepy of me to say that. So I just kind of, or I asked myself, does this sound weird and creepy? So I rolled it back. And then, so it was a very awkward interaction because he's probably like, what was she saying? Yeah. What was she going to say? So then I walked down the hall.
Man, that Roxanne's a weirdo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, I hang out in here and we're so inappropriate. And then I go try and fit into society, and I can't sometimes. So anyways, I walk.
Oh, wait a second. You try to fit into society and you can't?
I overshare, or, just that's what we do around here. You just get stuck doing that.
Listen, if do you need to talk to somebody? Do I?
Maybe. Probably. Probably.
I got to be honest. I think people have said that then go in their garage and run the car. Hopefully, please call me if anything drastic, okay, is about to occur. All right, go ahead.
So then I go into the side studio there with Nandy, and I go, listen, I said, this might sound weird, but I was just going to tell you that you look good because you look like you've been working out or something, and I'm sorry if that's offensive, but I just wanted to say that.
That sounds weird.
It does.
He probably thinks you're like hitting on him. That's what he probably thinks.
And then Hema was in there. She's with Maxima too, and she's like, why do you tell him that? He's going to blow him up.
But then
you
wanted to discuss something else about, is it awkward to look at your coworkers' social media pictures and then like hit the heart and like some of the pictures? Because he then said, Roxanne she sent me a little note on this, because then he said that, go ahead, you say it.
So then Nandy's like, hey, I get it. Because I look at your bathing suit photos and I want to give him a heart. But then I'm like, is that weird?
Hey, Roxanne, como se dice thirst trap bikini photos on your Instagram? Como se dice en español?
I like everybody's bikini photos.
So he doesn't want to like your bikini photos?
No. I'm like, you can be like Froggy. You can be a universal bikini photo liker, okay?
I don't discriminate when it comes to that.
You know what we ought to do? I don't know. I say this all the time. I don't know if we're going to get phone calls in this and we blow out the phones. But what if we grab some phone calls right now from MJ Morning Show listeners? What got you in trouble with HR? All right, so, and if you want to remain anonymous, I don't know if we've ever talked about this. And there are multiple levels here. This is like a multi-level marketing scheme, okay? Multiple levels here. So, did you really get in trouble with HR? And maybe it was in your younger days, men, women, whatever. Have you gotten into trouble with HR in your business? What did you do? All right? Or was there something that was just innocuous, something that was no big deal, and it was turned into a mountain from a little molehill? So any aspect of, have you gotten in trouble with HR? What did you do? Maybe you learned from the situation. Maybe you're young and dumb, or maybe you just have social skills problems. But who the hell knows? Or something that was just nothing that got blown up. 800-990-1047. So let's see if folks will call up and tell us about their run-ins with HR or another employee or something that happened. Kind of a good segue, a little offshoot. Get some phone calls in. His phones are ringing already. 800-990-1047. If you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. If it's kind of a weird story, or you're embarrassed, or you don't want people to know your name, that's fine. So if you want to keep name and location confidential, have at it. Or you can use your name. Oh, look, first call's already screened and it's anonymous. All right, 800-990-1047 gets you on. 800-990-1047 gets you on the MJ Morning Show. Let's hit anonymous in St. Pete. Every line is ringing. Every single line is being screened here. So anonymous, you're up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a little issue with HR way back in the day when they first started talking about it, and I got in trouble because I was arguing with a woman that it was easier for a guy to get in trouble over sexual harassment than it was for a woman to get in trouble. And so she told the supervisors, they brought me in the office, and I got in trouble for it, and we weren't even talking about anything sexually harassing.
So you were just talking about the basics of it's easier for a guy to get in trouble than a woman to get in trouble, and that got you in trouble.
Yes.
And what was the outcome? Did you get a slap on the wrist? Did they fire you? Or something in your file? What happened?
Yeah, I ended up getting fired.
They fired you for that?
Yep.
What type of job was it?
It was a restaurant job.
Oh, jeez. All right. Hey, thanks, Anonymous. Thanks for listening, buddy.
Bye.
Have a good one. Look at that, right off the bat. Let's grab all guys. Look at this. It's all guys
and
so
me,
far.
Roxanne.
Yeah, it's all men so far. Come on, give me some women with HR problems. Come on. All right, 800-990-1047. Jason's in Plant City. Hey, Jason, welcome.
Hi, it's Jason in April from Plant City again.
Hey, buddy, go ahead.
Yep. I actually had a problem. Not like 2 years ago. I was fired. I have coronary artery disease.
Yeah.
And I apparently started having blockages in my legs and in my hips. And I had to try to adjust it. And one of the male coworkers called HR saying that I was playing with myself.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. I got fired for it.
You got fired for it?
Yeah.
And you were just kind of like trying to rub your leg because of your artery issue?
Yep.
Oh, my God. They thought you were personally manipulating yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And you got fired?
Yep. And it was from a very large, nationally known company.
What type of business, though?
Concrete.
Concrete company. Wow. Like Cemex or CMEX or whatever?
The personal side of it, more of like the household name.
Okay, all right. Gotcha. Hey, thanks for the call, Jason. Wow, look at that. Hold on. Every single every line is filled and it's all guys. Come on. Give me some HR women nightmares. Come on. I just opened up a line, 800-990-1047. John is in Bradenton. John, you're on the MJ Morning Show. What kind of HR issue did you have?
Yes, back years ago, I used to work for a meat factory, and then we had a company picnic. And me and two other guys went out to smoke some chemicals and stuff, and we ended up getting caught by the police. And so the police went back to the company picnic, and, everything, they told our wives and everything. And then the next thing you know, they told our wives that we were in jail. So my wife had to pick us up the next day in jail so we got addressed at the company I worked for. It was a meat factory called Silver Star Meats.
Right.
And I never got fired. They asked me why I like smoking. I said, I like it.
I like smoked meats.
I never got fired. I swear to this day on my mother's grave.
Thank you, John. Good story. Appreciate it. Fred is in St. Pete. Fred, MJ Morning Show. You're up. Hi, Fred.
Man, how do I top those two? Meat packing and playing with myself. And
jeez.
I don't know where to go from here. I don't. Myself, are we talking, accidentally, parties and you maybe drink too much and do something with one of the employees and then you're escorted out of the building the next day?
Oh, all right. So wait a minute. This is a good story. So you were at a party.
Oh, no, it's not.
What?
Let's play with ourselves.
Oh, my God.
My friend, do you have a real story?
I'll stop. Okay, hold on.
All right.
All right. I'll be straight. Okay. It's just really hard when you got, meat and playing with yourself.
Okay,
all right. We get the picture.
All right, Fred, do you have a story, Fred?
Okay. I do. What do you want to know about it?
What happened?
Were you drinking?
So what happened? So you were at a party with coworkers
coworkers, the owner of the company, his wife. We got drunk.
Hold on, you hooked up with the owner's wife?
Allegedly.
I don't know. I don't know if Fred's calls is real, but it's very entertaining. I'll tell you that.
What? I'm not real.
He sounds real. What are you, AI?
All right. Right now, I'm playing with myself. Hold on.
All right, Fred.
We gotta go. My gosh.
Jeez.
What the heck? All right, we finally have an anonymous female calling in. Oh, you never know what's going to happen. It's a funny phone call, though. Anonymous in Hudson, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey, Anonymous, we finally have a female. Did you get in trouble with HR?
Yeah, so I used to work in this restaurant over in Fort Pierce. And, servers, cooks kind of, hook up, whatever. Well, we had hooked up in the freezer, and our manager walked in on it.
Oh.
So we definitely had HR. Both of us lost our jobs, but pretty funny. I mean, that one was definitely for the history book.
I don't know why, but a freezer seems like an odd place to hook up, right?
You could have, because you could have shrinkage in one direction, but then maybe some non-shrinkage in another area.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So was it a well-known restaurant?
Over in Fort Pierce, yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I worked in Fort Pierce for 3 months, and it was the worst 3 months of my life.
Yeah, it's horrible over there.
Yeah, I when I first came to Florida, I left WPLJ New York, and I got my first morning show job in West Palm with 95.5 in West Palm. And the radio station back in 1992, it was located in Fort Pierce for 3 months until they moved down to 45th Street and I-95 back towards civilization. Right. So I actually lived on Hutchinson Island for 3 months, which wasn't. I tried to find the nicest place inside the hole,
Yeah, Hutchinson Island's super beautiful. I lived in Stewart for a little while.
Yeah, but I live right down from the nuclear power plant, so with all the warning sirens. Hey, Anonymous, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Anonymous?
I'm 37. I was about 28 when this happened.
Gotcha. And have you had any more, kitchen hookups lately?
Not at work.
Gotcha. And are you still
lesson learned.
Are you lesson learned? Are you still in the food service industry?
I am. I work at In on the Golf in Hudson, right on the beach. Great restaurant.
Fantastic. Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful day. All right, back to all the guys, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, let's do this quickly. Andrew, no more calls, but I'm going to finish up with Grant, John, Mike, Rick. George. All guys here. One female broke through. George in Tampa. What was your HR issue, dude?
Hey, bud. Back about 20 years ago, I was working at this auto repair shop in Lakeland, and we got a new service manager, and he was looking for somebody to be his boy, his butt kisser. Well, he found out that, when he found out that I wasn't going to be him, because all of us were busting our butt trying to make our hours, he found somebody that was going to be his boy. So we all didn't like this guy because he was getting gravy fed and everything. So I went next door to Walgreens and bought ladies' feminine hygiene cleansing product. And I painted it gold, and I made a little trophy, Golden Douche of the Year Award.
Oh, no.
Put it on his toolbox and put a nice clean rag over it so there would be like an unveiling the next day.
An unveiling of the Massengill.
Yes. And so I show up for work the next day. HR is there, and they're like, George, can we see you in the back room?
Did they fire you, George?
They did not. No, they made me, can you guys shake hands? So then there's nothing I hate worse than a limp handshake.
Oh, you got a limpy, wimpy handshake from this guy?
No, that's what I gave him.
Oh, you gave him a limpy, wimpy handshake. Gotcha.
Dead fish.
Because I didn't really mean to, to say
did you make sure your palms were extra clammy?
Ew.
Yeah.
Thank you, George. Great story, buddy. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too, bud.
Rick is in Port Richey. Rick, go ahead.
Oh, thank God you've answered.
Oh, thank God you've answered.
Hey, MJ, listen, I worked at a large financial corporation in St. Pete.
Yep.
And the owner was gay. And she was very open about it. And she would bring her girlfriends to work. Beautiful woman. And Christmas was coming. And everybody got online
and wanted to know what we were going to get the owner for Christmas. Well, I suggested a Russian mail-order bride, and it got sent to everybody in the business.
Oh, wow.
And I was asked to leave that night.
Done. Gone. Rick, thanks for the call. All right, 3 more quickly. Mike's in Tampa. Mike, what got you in trouble with HR?
Hey, good morning, MJ.
Hey.
I used to work at the Albertsons on South Del Mabry in Britton Plaza around the Power Pig days.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I went to that Albertsons. I used to live right off of Himes, right near the YMCA back there, so I went to that Albertsons quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, I remember my parents live on Linwood Avenue right there.
Oh, right. Oh, 'cause I was on Wallcraft right around the corner.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. But anyway, I was an assistant customer service manager, and we had this older lady, real short. I'm about almost 6'3", and I was showing her a spill on the floor that needed to be picked up. You know,
We got a wet cleanup on aisle 6.
Yes. And so I put my hand on her shoulder and kind of got down to her eye level, and then with my other arm, I pointed to it, to the spill, so she could see it. You know, there's a glare.
Mm-hmm.
And later she went to my manager and complained about sexual harassment. And they pulled me up into like the office, and they're like, hey, they kind of chuckle, because back then it wasn't quite like it was now, but they're like, you got to really watch, if you touch someone or if you, put your hand on their back or something like that. So I kind of learned a valuable lesson, but I just thought it was kind of a, funny story, because I didn't mean anything sexual by it.
Hey, and I believe you 100%. Let me tell you something about that Albertsons. I don't think I've ever told this story on the air. Froggy, do you remember Brian James?
Of course.
Brian James was our production director, and he was also the voice of the nationally syndicated TV show Extra. Extra. Remember Extra, the TV show? So he was the voice coming up on Extra. Brian James, great voice. He had a friend that was selling those little doctored Radio Shack handheld scanners, and for like $300, they would take some chip out so you could hear all of the cell phone frequencies before they went digital. And Mike, I remember hearing a phone call, and Michelle and I were listening to this thing.
Jeez.
Andrew, how do you know about that?
I know everything.
No, that's weird. How did you know about that?
I just happen to know these things.
Dude.
No, he wasn't.
From the last time you told it on the air.
Did I tell this on the air?
Yes.
I
don't remember.
When did I tell this? I didn't remember telling this.
In fact, you called Michelle to ask her about the details of it.
So I guess this came up on the show. When was it? How long ago was this?
I'd have to look that up.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, I guess my memory is failing me. But I hope I don't turn into like my grandparents that tell the same stories 19 times in a row. My God, somebody shoot me. All right. So, no, but there was a story. We were listening to a phone call, and there was a police officer, or we thought he was a police officer, or somewhere in that field. I don't know what agency, what city, but was talking about, on the phone with somebody, talking about hooking up with an underage, like a 16 or 17-year-old girl at that Albertsons that worked there.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. I've never heard that.
I've never heard you say that story.
Andrew, are you sure I told that on the air? Really? All right. Hey, Mike, thanks for calling in.
Hey, can I say one other thing real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
At night when we would close, there was a late night DJ that worked at 93.3. I think his name was Tom Steele, and we used to call him up, and he would do an announcement to close the store.
Yeah.
And he'd get on there, and he'd be like, hey, you by the cheese, get your ass up to the front.
That's fun. Yeah,
Tom Steele is the best.
Tom Steele's a good guy, and I think he works.
He used to come in a lot.
Yeah, he works up in the Carolinas now. That's fun. So he used to get on the PA system and tell people to get out?
Yeah, I would put the PA system by the radio, and I'd say, okay, Tom, I need you to close the store. And he'd be like,
he would do it over the air. Oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Mike. That's funny.
How about his producer, Ron Rodriguez?
Yeah, that's right.
Or Juan Gonzalez.
All right, 3 more quickly, and then we're going to end it with another female. Hey, anonymous female, don't hang up. Grant, quickly, I'm running late here. Grant in St. Pete, what's your story with HR?
Okay, I had to let an employee go, so I held a meeting with my team, and just to let them know so-and-so is no longer with us, and there was no surprise. Everybody saw the writing on the wall. And at the end, I said, okay, let's all pull up our big boy pants and get back to work. And that generated a complaint.
Oh, no, you got complained on
That's
because you
ridiculous.
said big boy pants?
Yep, and I had to be trained weekly by our new HR girl who was 24 years old.
The proper term is female, sir, not girl.
Come on.
Roxanne's writing you up right now.
I've worked for this company for 25 years, and I got this 24-year-old female training me.
The proper term is person, sir. We just changed it. We changed it up again.
So that was it. So pull up your big boy pants.
Oh, man, that's a great story, Grant. Look at that. All right, John in Clearwater, then anonymous female. We'll wrap this up. John, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi.
Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, I just wanted to pass on that I got drugged into HR for breaking the 3-second scan rule. At the time in the 90s, I worked for a very large aerospace company, and they had instigated a rule stating that if any male was approaching a female or was in a meeting, that they could not scan that person for any length of time other than 3 seconds.
Like a body scan, like a wand?
Oh, wait a minute.
Like, look at them?
Yeah. So like if I was approaching a female walking down the hall and she noticed my eyes going from her head all the way down to her toes, and if it exceeded 3 seconds,
that could generate an HR complaint. So it's just looking at the female. You had a amount of time that you could look at a female in the office.
that is exactly correct. And it was 3 seconds. Anything exceeding 3 seconds, you could be drugged into HR, which I was.
Females walking around with stopwatches.
Yeah.
What if the female has like a giant mole on her forehead and you're like staring at it like in disbelief?
Exactly.
Oh, what a John! These stories are great, John. Thank you, buddy. All right, hopefully the final call here from Anonymous in Tampa, who is a female. Anonymous, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi there. How are you? I love your show.
Thank you. Love you too. Go ahead.
Okay. So last year, I was working as a physical therapy assistant, and I was diagnosed with cancer. So I went and had my surgery, and I returned to work after about 5.5 weeks, full duty, no restrictions. Everything was fine, and I worked for about 6 weeks. But then I became a patient at Moffitt because I was told I had to go through chemotherapy. So when I started going through chemotherapy, I couldn't work anymore because chemotherapy really totally debilitates you. You have no energy. You have no appetite. You just want to stay in bed. So I called HR, and I told them that I was going to need some more time off. I still had 6.5 weeks left of medical leave. Okay? So about 4 or 5 days after I told them this, I got a phone call and I got fired.
Why?
So, yeah.
Why were you fired?
They didn't give me a reason. But it was because this company does not want to go through, putting up with you while you're going through chemotherapy.
Oh, they don't want the hassle of somebody going through a horrific incident in their life. Wow. That's
Correct,
not
correct.
fun.
How are you doing now?
Well,
I'm doing really well.
are you in remission? Are you cancer-free now?
As far as I know, yes.
Excellent.
Good for you.
All right.
But I'm suing them. I'm suing them.
Gotcha. And what? Don't give me the name of the company, but what type of company? What do they do?
Physical therapy.
Oh, that's right. You did say physical therapy. Yeah. You'd think that if anyone would understand someone going through something, it would be that kind of company. Thank you, Anonymous, and best of luck. And hopefully you've totally beaten the cancer. 8:43 at the MJ Morning Show. I can do a couple of more things here before we take the break and wrap up 1 hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. You're like raising your hand over there. Can I offer you some airtime here or what?
I may sit out the next break because I have to do show prep for when you're gone the last break because Froggy did none.
You guys,
I do my show prep in my truck during the breaks.
Oh, hold on. Let me check my Breeze Airways app and see if my flight's on time. Because we check this flight, and a lot of times it's late, like noon instead of 10:51. Oh. So, hey, if Breeze is late this morning from Tampa to Norfolk, then...
you deserve a good delay.
And hang on a second. Let me see. Let me bring up my Breeze app.
Usually the morning flights are not delayed, knock on wood.
Well, that's a rule that Michelle and I have is that, when you can, book the first flight out. because typically the early flights, the plane is already there. It's not coming from somewhere. So when possible, book the first flight out. And then if there are problems and a cascading problem in the system, then there are additional flights later in the day. So, yeah, my app is saying that my flight on Breeze with Michelle is on time. Let me just check my boarding passes. Yep. TSA pre-check. Yep. TSA pre-check. Yeah, I got a note, though, that arrive at the airport 2 hours ahead of time because there's like problems with Airside C or something, that security lines and one tram might be running and this and that. I'm like,
45 minutes before boarding is when you get to the airport.
That means that I got to leave like half an hour ago.
Please.
But you know what? Sometimes that's happened to me. I've gotten really comfortable where I get there a half an hour before my plane takes off, and then you try to get through security, and it's
because
crazy.
You guys travel a lot. And you don't have TSA pre-check,
I know, I'm
which
a
is
loser.
the dumbest thing in the world. I can't.
You're right. Most times those lines are as long as the one I'm in.
And guess what? And I go to TSA pre-check, and I'm looking at people. I'm looking at 300 people in line. They're snaked down past the tram where they get off. And I go to TSA pre-check, and there's nobody there. Or there's one person in front of me showing their ID. It's like, with your amount of travel, why don't you have TSA pre-check?
Because I'm stupid.
That's right.
She has an answer. I don't think you're stupid, but listen, if
That's
you
what
want
you're getting at.
if you want to self-diagnose, go ahead.
She's not stupid. She's just not good at make Dave Legarreta laugh.
I am mad at both of you for that.
What are you talking about? What did I do?
It's pretty funny stuff this morning.
What did I do?
That was a setup by both of you.
It was not a setup.
setup?
What are you talking about?
It was a setup.
It was not a setup.
You can't set up
Listen,
Dave.
Just because you couldn't make him laugh, don't blame us. Don't project.
Andrew did have those crickets relatively fast.
Yeah, he did.
Well, hold on. Andrew was in on anything. No, Andrew.
No.
I don't even know how he
no
got the
setup.
crickets so quickly. All right, 8:46 at the MJ Morning Show. So, how quickly do you know on a first date if somebody is worth it? How quickly do you know if you're on a first date? How quickly do you know if they're worth it? Also.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to answer now. You're teasing this.
This is a teaser. And then also coming up, a dying wish. You're not going to believe this dying wish. Oh, coming up in just a bit. And then, this is a little sticky about, when you're having relations with your partner. We'll discuss something interesting in that direction coming up. You got to hear that. And then this Tom Brady Irina Shayk, Bradley Cooper, this little triangle. This is getting weirder, man.
Are they a throuple?
This is getting weird. And there's an update. You know the Walmart story up in Gainesville where the guy ripped off an excavator and smashed it through Walmart? Mm-hmm. There is an update on that story that is unbelievable. Also, Britney Spears. Have an update on Britney Spears. And
how are we going to get through all this stuff?
Because I've got a long chunk of the show. I've got over 20 minutes of content we're going to deliver next, including Britney Spears.
Leave Britney alone!
And Kenny Loggins tickets are coming up. Hey, Andrew, how many pair of Kenny Loggins We're giving away 3 pair of Kenny Loggins tickets tomorrow night at the Sound in Clearwater, the new gorgeous operation, the Sound. Kenny Loggins is there on Saturday night. And we're going to give away 3 pair of tickets coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. And also, the 9:10 must-hear story of the day next at 9:10. So don't move. We're back in minutes, and make sure you're listening to the entire 9 o'clock hour. Figure out a way to do it, folks. You know, you can listen on your computer at work. If you're getting out of the car now, listen on your computer, listen on your phone. You know, we're on all the major apps. Just search for Q105 Tampa Bay. And you can listen to us live. All right, back in minutes, MJ Morning Show at Q105. Now, when it comes to your next move. 105, 9 o'clock exactly here on a Friday. What will the final segment of the show sound like with Froggy and Roxanne? I might call in.
Of course you are.
Or maybe I should just leave it to you guys. By the way, hopefully, Uber Mike with a 4.99 diamond rating with Uber and a very dedicated MJ Morning Show listener. He should be here in about 20 minutes, and he's offered just to take me to the airport complimentary, just gratis.
That's so nice.
Isn't that nice?
How funny would that be?
You were trying to get my attention just as we were going back on the air here. Is this off the air or on the air content?
What I was trying to get your attention about is an off-the-air conversation. However, here's an on-the-air one. Stephanie from Airside C is working over there. She heard us. She said everything's fine. Airside C is under construction, but passenger traffic is fine.
It is okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you, because I'm leaving for the airport here a little early, so we'll get through this entire segment. And then the final segment, so from 9:30 until like 9:43 or so, it's going to be the Roxanne and Froggy show.
All right, Andrew, first business to take care of our return music, Master of Puppets by Metallica. All right, we're coming back with that at the 9:30 break. Get it queued up, and I'm not even kidding. Thank you.
Are you done now?
Yes.
Oh, Froggy, I got a money-making venture for you. I saw an item, this woman out in Colorado, Gabrielle Judge.
Yes.
She's making $2,000 a month posting these cutesy-wootsy pictures of her French bulldog online.
Aww.
That's
what?
Awesome.
She's making $2,000 a month with cute dog pictures and videos online.
I take cute dog pictures of my dog all the time.
Well, guess what? You need to learn how to monetize.
I don't want to monetize my little puppy.
She's monetizing her, but she's making at least $2,000 a month as a content creator with her French bulldog.
When you hear that, don't you think you're doing things wrong in life?
I feel like I'm
Right?
an utter and complete failure. You hear about these influencers that have like we're talking about like 19-year-old dopes, and they're influencers, and they've got 29 million followers on social media, and I'm struggling, to get I just hit 14,000 on Instagram,
There's this guy named Fousey, and he's a live Twitch YouTuber guy, and his whole thing is he was going to be live for 30 days or whatever, and he was live, and he had a deal with this company for like $15 million. They were going to give him a $15 million deal because he's a streamer.
Hold on. 50 or 15?
15.
15 million.
Still
okay.
a lot.
And the day before he went to sign the deal, like he had a mental breakdown, and you could watch it online.
What?
It's 17 hours long. I've seen it all.
Hold on. He had a 17-hour online mental meltdown?
Yeah, and you could watch it, and it is awesome. He
hold
loses his mind, and then he lost the deal.
What kind of schadenfreude are you involved in? You thought it was
The guy's kind of a jerk.
You thought it was awesome watching the guy have a mental breakdown? What's the
The
matter with
guy's
you?
one of the biggest a-holes out there, so a lot of people are happy to see it. But if you want to see it, probably don't look it up.
All right. Anyway, where was I? I'm trying to give Froggy some tips on making money with his French bulldog.
And I have to tell you, my kids watch all these YouTube channels with the kids doing silly stuff. And Doug and I will be like, oh my gosh, that family has YouTube money. They're crazy rich. And my kids are like, how come we don't have YouTube money? How come we don't do this kind of stuff?
That's the term, YouTube money?
Well, yeah, like Ryan's toy reviews. That guy brought in, that kid's 7, and he brought in 50 mil last year.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, is that insane?
It's nuts.
When is that bubble gonna burst?
Busting my butt just trying to do 4 hours of content every day here.
It's tough, man.
I'm barely scraping by.
It's tough.
Unbelievable. All right, what else we have? I just got to make sure
you just teased a bunch of good stuff. Let's get to it.
I got to prioritize. I don't want to, not get some of this. So,
Andrew, let me write down something else I want to talk about when it's our show. Proof of aliens. We got to get into that. NASA is there's a little alien baby now.
What?
You haven't even covered it.
Oh, hold on. You're talking about that Mexican fraud picture?
Yes.
The Today Show.
It's a fraud.
Look at the Today. It's not a fraud.
It's the Mexican alien.
It's not a fraud.
It's a fraud fossil.
It's not a fraud fossil.
It's
That's
a fraud fossil.
Alien baby.
No, it's a fraud fossil.
There's an alien baby that's been found. Two of them.
It's a fraud.
And we will get into it in depth
my God.
in our segment.
What is the final segment of what is 9:30 to 9:43 going to sound like here on the MJ Morning Show as I'm in an Uber on the way to Tampa International with Michelle to catch a flight?
Did you just say 9:40 to 9:43? Did you just give us three minutes?
I think I said 9:30 to 9:43.
It'll feel like 3 minutes when we're talking about this alien.
All right, now I have an update on the guy that stole the excavator up in Gainesville and rammed it into Walmart. This are you chortling?
Well, it's just I just love the visual in my head.
The guy caused $2 million in damage.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So the guy with the machete who stole the excavator up in Gainesville on Monday night crashed into numerous buildings. We're now getting a full inventory of his rampage. He crashed into numerous buildings, did a Hey Kool-Aid on the wall at Walmart. Hey, Kool-Aid! And then boom, right through them. So several buildings, including Walmart, knocked down power poles and lines, and now it is estimated this dude caused $2 million in damage by stealing this yellow Komatsu excavator. Oh, by the way, the excavator, do you know what the cost of the excavator? How much was the construction equipment that this guy stole? Take a guess.
What was the brand? Caterpillar?
It is Komatsu.
Komatsu. That's a good one.
Listen, I think it's a Japanese. Is it Japanese? I think. So, Komatsu. You see it. Komatsu.
I'd say $700,000.
Oh, dude. Man.
Jesus.
Dude,
that's more than the Ocean Gate submersible.
Dude, you just, you blew up immediately.
Oh, I thought it was too low.
No, $350,000, which, for an excavator, $350,000, that's a nice house for $350,000.
Yeah, but you can't make, with your house, you can't do millions of dollars of damage.
You can't drive your house down the road and crash into other buildings and take down power lines and smash through Walmart. Is that what you're saying?
Is an excavator a bulldozer? Am I picturing this right?
Yeah, I mean, I think
basically with the big scoop on the front.
Well, that would be a
bulldozer.
No, the scoop on the back would be I
don't know.
Would be a back.
I'm not manly enough for this.
What do you call a thing? It's a backhoe or you got the scoop on the back. That'd be like a backhoe or a.
I don't know.
And then you have a front end loader. You got a bulldozer.
Sorry,
Listen, I'm not a total expert on construction equipment, but this is described as an excavator. Jesse Smith, 47, was arrested early Tuesday morning, after he stole the excavator, drove it down several roads, knocked into buildings, smashed through people's fences, ran over light poles, knocked wires down, and then crashed into the side of Walmart up in Gainesville. Yeah, he entered the machine without permission at a construction site, hot-wired the excavator, drove it away. Yeah, this guy's he's a menace. That allegedly broke through a chain link fence at the work site before he drove into buildings at a nearby storage. Oh, that's right. He ran through storage units, like some of those storage garages. And then he extended the excavator's boom to inflict additional damage. Nice. This guy was just a one-man wrecking machine.
Menace.
With the wrecking machine.
I wonder if in all of history there's ever been a person who stole a wrecking ball machine.
Oh, wait a sec. Did you ever see the documentary on the guy that built that bulldozer to wreck the town because he was pissed?
No, but I'm in.
Oh, my dude.
To wreck the town.
Oh, dude. Michelle and I watched this a couple of years ago. It is incredible. Hold on a minute. I'll go to Google right now.
I never even heard of it.
Oh, man. Hang on a minute. Let me just type this in.
And the whole time he's like, I'm going to kill people?
Hang on.
Oh, my gosh.
Documentary man bulldozer wrecks town. This is like in Colorado. Wrecks town. TOWN. Enter. All right. Killdozer.
Oh, I think I have heard of that.
Oh, yeah. That's the name of the thing. Killdozer, and This is insane. I think it's on Netflix.
Oh, I'm watching
So
that.
you can Killdozer documentary featuring the bulldozer rampage of 2004 in Colorado, now on Netflix. This is a story from 2020. A chaotic day in Colorado history is now being featured on the popular streaming Netflix service. It was June 4th, 2004, when a man inside a makeshift armor-plated bulldozer attacked the small town of Granby, Colorado.
He made it?
Yeah, well, yeah, he took a bulldozer that he bought like at auction, and he fortified it. He had a secret garage, and he's welding all these plates so they couldn't shoot at him. What the? I'm telling you now, this is it's like Mad Max meets bulldozer and a crazy guy. He was pissed off because there was some kind of a city right of way issue and his property, and he just got angry and decided he was going to go after all those that voted against him on city council and start ramming through their homes, their businesses.
Oh, it's not on Netflix anymore, man.
Oh no, really?
No, I'm looking it up right now.
Come on. How could that not be on Netflix?
Is it 2 words or 1?
Killdozer, 1 word.
No.
It is not on Netflix?
No. When did you watch it? In 2020?
I think we watched it in 2020.
Well, they move stuff around.
The movie Tread was listed as the 8th most popular. What was that?
Tread.
So, anyway, Killdozer. So it's not available anymore? Hold on.
I have ways to get it.
Hang on. Where to watch Killdozer doc. All right, let me enter that now. And where can I watch Killdozer? I'm telling you, man, it was on Netflix. No, it still comes up as on Netflix. Are you sure?
Well, I just looked on Netflix on my telephone.
Yeah, well, look, I'm not calling you a liar. Anyway, so this guy up in Gainesville did $2 million worth of damage with this excavator thing.
That's a successful run.
And it is absolutely insane. Crashed into Walmart, smashed through fences, utility poles, wires, live wires falling down, ran into a CT meter causing underground damage. What is a CT meter? Knocked light poles down, smashed the 72,000-pound machine against the loading dock wall, crashed into the side of Walmart, extensive exterior damage. This is just up in Gainesville, folks.
CTE is concussion syndrome.
No, I didn't say CTA. I just said CTE.
CTE. That's what I said. CTE is.
But I didn't say CTE.
Wait, you said CT eater or something? What did you say?
I said he. What did the story say? It said that.
Well, anyways, I thought you said CTE.
No, just CT.
He forgot he has CTE.
He brought down live wires before running over a CT meter.
CT meter? I thought you said eater.
No, okay. CT meter.
Probably one of the electronic things.
All right, time for our 9:10 must-hear story. It's now 9:12, running a few minutes late. But is this real? Do you believe this? And I got a couple of relationship things, which there'll be perfect segues out of this. This woman claims that she makes hundreds renting out one side of her bed. And it's called hot bedding. Have you heard of this?
Wait, hundreds?
Ew.
Like $100 and what?
This woman welcomes strangers into her bed every night. It has become very profitable. She's making an extra $600 a month by renting out the unoccupied side of her mattress.
That's not enough for me to be sleeping next to strangers.
No.
Come on, really?
Can you imagine they wake up, their breath is in your face?
Oh, Monique Jeremiah.
Oh.
What if you accidentally start spooning in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Good morning, Miss Monique.
She needs like a crib bumper to keep a separation or like a body pillow, lengthen it out so they don't roll onto you.
Do you believe this story? Is this just some clickbait crap?
I mean, people do crazy things.
This is her side hustle. So she's got an apartment and she's got a big bed and she's renting out the unused side of her bed to strangers.
You know why I believe it? Because she said she's making an extra $600 a month.
That's what I said.
Right. So I believe it. If she was like, I'm making $6,000 a month renting out $60,000, like it sounds like the facts. Yeah.
She says that in order for it to work, that the person has to respect each other's space in order to do hot bedding. So hot bedding apparently is the engagement of renting out the unused side of your bed for someone else to sleep on.
Is hot bedding for like pseudo companionships? You can feel like you had a warm body next to you, like those people who like to have huggers or cuddlers or whatever, or is it just like you need a bed because you don't have a home to sleep at?
If you're gonna do the hot bed, expect to get Dutch ovened.
That's a good one.
If I'm sleeping next to you. Just pull a sheet over her head.
Is there a restaurant called the Dutch Oven?
Yeah, there is.
Are you serious?
I think. Look it up.
I
think there was a TV show called.
I think I'm done. I think I'm done Googling today.
I'll Google.
Yeah, I want to find out where Killdozer is, man. That is a crazy documentary. How can it not be on Netflix? Oh, hang on. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on a minute. The store. It's called Tread. Hang on a minute. Folks, correction.
Oh, what an idiot.
Well, because the story from KDVR in Denver, they called it the Colorado Killdozer.
What a hump.
No, it's not my fault. They're calling the documentary the Colorado Killdozer, but I guess that's like a...
Tread.
It's called Tread.
It's not on Netflix.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Now it's not on. So the documentary is called Tread.
TREAD.
Yeah, TREAD. Tread. That's the name.
I've got Unabomber, Waco.
It's not Killdozer. It's called Tread.
Meltdown, 3 Mile Island, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker.
All right, that's enough.
Cocaine Island.
I try and find it's Tread. I apologize for the mislabeling of the title of the thing. So, all right. So hot bedding.
So moving on. What are the other relationship stories you have for us?
Dating.
Okay.
On first dates, you should know if somebody is worth it before dessert comes if you're going out to dinner.
Yeah.
By dessert time, you should know whether somebody's actually worth the cost of the date.
I thought the answer was going to be like the first 6 seconds or something. Don't people say that you can make a judgment about someone and
immediately?
Yes.
On average, it's about 38 minutes into the first meeting that people know that they want to proceed with a second date.
Okay.
And and then also it's if you go out to dinner, some people will say by dessert you'll know whether it's time for dessert. We're not, other than like the Burns dessert room, when we go out to restaurants, we don't do a lot of dessert.
I never get dessert.
We go for, I like dessert, but
I go more appetizer. Don't worry about the dessert.
Yeah, I like, for a great restaurant, I really focus on the food, the apps, the salads, whatever.
The drinks.
Small plates. Not as much drinks for me, but I love a great bottle of wine.
Yeah, you do.
And a good old fashioned every once in a while. But we don't do a lot of desserts at restaurants. But by dessert, you should know if somebody's worth the second date. Then listen to this. This is pretty creepy. This woman on Reddit posted a question and wanted to know if this was creepy beyond all description, which I don't think you need to post this on Reddit to find out. And again, is this real or is this just clickbait and people just coming up with crap to come up with content? But a woman on Reddit revealed that her boyfriend cheated on her because one of his friends, a female, was terminally ill and her dying wish was to have sex with him.
Wow, that's
convoluted.
Why is it convoluted?
Well, it's just
guy's friend is a female. She's dying. The guy has a girlfriend, and the dying woman last wish is to have sex with the guy.
I think
that's a little outlandish.
Yeah, I think the only way that would have been fair for everyone is if they had a threesome.
Jeez,
the dying girl.
Come on, Roxanne.
Poor thing.
I'm trying to make it a win-win for
every.
It's
a morbid story.
Yeah, it really is.
No, I'm sorry. I don't make this crap up. I'm just running stuff by you to see if you think it's real or fake. I'm going to save that till Monday because that's going to need a little more time. I mentioned Irina Shayk and Tom Brady and Bradley Cooper, and the stories are that this model, this Irina Shayk, who's been spotted with Tom Brady, they've been spotted going into hotels together, hanging out on dates, but she's also been seen still hanging around and kissing her old flame, Bradley Cooper.
It's deeper than that.
Sexiest. Well, listen to this. So now the report is that Irina Shayk is playing still with Tom Brady, but still wants to marry Bradley Cooper. What kind of a weird little triangle do we have going on here?
Well, you know what it is? I think I see what's happening. This is just my guess. So she wanted to marry Bradley. They never got married, right? Was there a thing between Bradley and Lady Gaga, or were those just rumors and that was just they were in character for the movie they did together? I don't know. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's when things started to kind of not look a little bumpy for Irina and Bradley. So my thing is, I bet she's always wanted to marry Bradley. Now that she and Tom are dating, this is a perfect way to make Bradley marry her because he sees that she's like, hey, if not you, Tom.
That's just
right?
weird that she is like messing around with both of them still.
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing reports from like New York Post, page 6, that Tom Brady is still dating this Irina Shayk, but she still wants to marry Bradley Cooper. I mean, come on, what's going on here?
Yeah, all the pictures. She's in the pictures. This is a funny word, canoodling.
Oh yeah,
but I think that's
well. Hold on, that is a quintessential long-term New York Post page 6 word.
Yeah,
is when two people are seen together and they're
canoodling.
They're canoodling, which it was greatly overused for many, many years. They've kind of backed off.
No, I just came up with that word. I didn't see it in the New York Post article. I just
come
made
on,
it up.
Get out of here. Really?
Yeah.
That canoodling thing.
Because you don't get to use it that often.
That's been overused for a long time. So, anything else? Kenny Loggins tickets.
That's right.
And then I got to go because I got to go catch a Breeze Airways flight. My first time ever on Breeze. Hold on. Let me see if my flight's on time. Let me refresh.
Oh, also write this down
app.
for next segment.
Mm-hmm.
After we talk about aliens.
Hey, it still says on time.
We're going to go deep into flat Earth.
Froggy, don't turn the final segment of the show into some kind of conspiratorial mung.
This stuff's got to be heard.
All right, folks, Froggy and Roxanne are going to do the final segment, and I'll probably end up calling in live.
You do that.
We welcome you to.
As Mike, the Uber driver, is taking me to the airport. He's a longtime listener, and Mike says he's going to pick me up here at the studio like now and take me complimentary, gratis, to Tampa International for my flight where I'll meet Michelle. So I got a cruise. And Froggy and Roxanne are going to do the final segment of the show. Will they even answer the phone if I call in from the Howard Franklin Bridge?
We'll answer.
Where the cell service is going to go in and out anyway. Let's do Kenny Loggins tickets. Let's go with caller 20, 21, and 22. Caller 20, 21, and 22. 3 pairs of Kenny Loggins tickets right now. I'm all right. Everybody cut footloose. So Kenny, danger zone. All right.
Oh, God.
So,
it's happening.
All right. Kenny Loggins at the Sound tomorrow night, Saturday night, September 16th, Michelle's birthday. So if you want to see Kenny Loggins at the Sound, callers 20, 21, and 22, 800-990-1047. 3 callers, 3 winners right now, 800-990-1047. All right, folks, I got to pack up quickly, get out of here, get in the Uber, get to the airport, and I'll check in. But Froggy and Roxanne will do the final segment of the show next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. I got to do a couple of live commercials, though, before I roll out. And one of them is our fabulous advert.